What's the deal, my people? You know it is a Don Tony Teflon. Phil the Issues guy is in the building. He'll be right on in 1 second. He's just finishing setting up. I didn't want to keep you waiting any longer. I'm a little late already, and I didn't want to be too late. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm out here right now and everything else. Hope everything is good. Really did not get a chance to make sure my phone is on. Let me make sure it's the right mic. Yes, it is. All right. Perfect. What's up to everybody? We are here from season 4, episode 6 has ended. Well, for the people who have the app, like they should have, has ended. And it was a very good episode, in my opinion. But I think that it has been divisive to some people. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to get into all that in this podcast. When we get it popping, Phil will be here again in a second. He's in the background. I can see him back there setting up and everything else. But while we wait, we'll just say what up to everybody in this place rocking with us right now. We got a nonfiction in the building, rocking with the Don Tony Teflon. We got Andrew West is in the building, rocking with the Don Tony Teflon. We got Jewel the Nile up in this up. We are not the Frumily girl in here. We are the familiar. It's all familiar territory, right? The friendly stuff, that's not for us. We're the familiar. Supervillain 246 is in the building, rocking with us right now. Phil is in the building, rocking with us. Delicious is up in this piece, rocking with us right now. Katie Joe is in here, rocking with us, chilling with us right now, and everything. Lord Jules is up in the building, rocking with us right now, chilling. Right now, we got Opat up in the building, rocking with us right now. We got just keep it going. We got Diva Woman 5 in the building, rocking with us. ANI is in the building, rocking with us right now. You know what I mean? We up and he's up in here, rocking with us right now. Or she, we can't tell from that picture. RJ is in the building, rocking with us right now. We got a super chat that came right in. Thank you so much from Turd. He says, what up, my dude? What up to you? What's going on, man? Hope everything is good with you. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Fatima is in the building, and she says, hit that thumbs up button. Listen to your girl. Hit that thumbs up button while you're up in here. Make sure you do that. That's how we get more people in here. You know, Copper Broom is in the building, rocking with us right now. We got Doug McMahon in here, rocking with us. Shannon Sense is in the building, rocking with us. Her boy, Chill Bill, as always, is there. Oh, Bill Chill is always up in here. I think it goes both ways. You know what I mean? Chill Bill Chill, but Bill Chill is how he says. So let's go. What's going on? We got rocking from the Field of Issues guys channel. We got Greek. I can only say, I'm just gonna say Greek. He would know how to pronounce it. Greek's up in here rocking with us right now and everything. You know what I mean? He's up in here rocking with us right now. She's up in here right now. I can't really see. The picture's too small. We got Vern Claw is in the building, rocking with us right now. Pixie Vine TV is in here. Third Shift Lurker is rocking from Phil the Issues guys channel, up in here, rocking with us right now. We got people putting the Teflon Don emoji in here, and I keep doing that. Susie Chell is in here. Listen, we just started. We got over 4 minutes in. We got over 120 people rocking with us, and we're only gonna go up and up and up from that. And the way we do that is if you hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Don is taking the beard down to sexy level. That means I'm ready to get it popping up in here and everything else and all that good stuff. You can't rush the process. It takes a second. Got to set up the phone lines. Got to get everything popping and all that. Can't rush Phil. So he's got to do a lot more than me than just come on here and just yak for a little bit and everything. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, I got to roll blunts and do that kind of stuff. You know how it is, Tony. You got to get prepared for the show.
At least I used to know how that was.
Back in another life, right? Back in
the day, back in good days. I enjoyed all those days and everything. He said, did you shave for Acosta? Yes, I did. I shaved for Acosta. She's not coming on, but I shave. Every time I shave, I think of Acosta. It's like my life works, right? Jesus. RJ just gifted 10 Teflon TV memberships. That is beautiful. Thank you so much. Really appreciate anybody who do I do this to get you in there? Anybody who was just got that membership. Make sure you thank RJ for that, man. Congrats to all the new familiar in the building. Phil, episode 6. What you think of it?
What an interesting episode, Tony. I heard you talking about it a little bit. I agree. It's a very polarizing episode. People are all over the place with this one. But generally, I think I like this one. I come down on the positive side of it simply because I feel like we've had so many weeks and so many times where people come out and say, these guys never talk. These characters never talk to each other, never say anything to each other. There's no communication. Then we have an episode that, especially after episode 5, that kind of bridges 5 through the second half of the season, the mission that we've discovered they're going to have to go on at the end of all this. And we have an episode where everyone talks and people go, oh, the show sucks. Everyone talks. All they're doing is talking in this episode. And I kind of like the talking. I like that Boyd didn't just straight believe him coming off a mushroom trip and that we had sort of some interactions. Was this my favorite episode of the series? No, I liked last week's better, but I feel like it's a necessary episode to kind of, move the plot along. There's some problems I have with it. I don't love the Donna thing. We'll get into that a little bit later. But for the most part, I kind of like this episode, and I think it sets up the second half of the season. And what's different about this season to other seasons, Tony, and why I like this better than season 2 and season 3 in general, even in an episode like this where not a lot happens, if you pay attention to it, it gives a lot of fucking information. We're gonna get into this a bit later, and I know you got into this in your video too. There's a lot of stuff that was disclosed in this video, even little things like the car that the dude drove in on, or something that happened with Boyd with the Donna situation I want to get into with you as well. So in general, was it my favorite episode of the season? No, but people saying that this is like the worst episode of the series come on.
Yeah. You can't make people happy. You give them what they want, they're still not happy. You don't give them what they want, they're not happy. That's just the way it goes. And that's the way it is and stuff. As you can see, I'm still getting over this cold. It won't go away, this cold. But I just don't feel like you can't make a show trying to please everyone. You have to make your show. You have to put the stuff out there that you want, and then let the chips fall where they may. And I think that's what the showrunners are doing. They're putting out their show. They're letting the chips fall where they may. And if people like it, they do. And if people don't, they don't. But they hope that people do like it. As for Supervillain says, do you and Acosta talk or keep in touch? Let me explain. Acosta is a fictional character. All right, it's not Samantha Brown. It's two different people here. So when I sit my love for Acosta, I am talking about Acosta, the fictional character and everything. I would really hope that y'all understand that and everything else.
Acosta's in Tony's spare bedroom on a viewfinder.
Everything that was said when we did the interview was I was referring to Acosta. If you go back and listen, I never referred to Samantha Brown herself and all that good stuff. And never referred to anything like that. Only referred to Acosta. So I keep in contact with a fictional character? I do not, unfortunately.
I talk to fictional characters all the time in my head.
Unfortunately, I don't. We got another super chat here from Big EF. He says, Knicks will stab giant alien Wembley doll and escape the NBA's final wormhole in N6. Go Knicks. Sophie's fine. Let's just go Knicks. Let's just go Knicks. We are here. It is time to get the job. It's time to get the job done.
Yep. Tony, we have our first call of the night. We got John T from California. What's going on, John T?
What's up? I'm the rope-a-dope guy last week, man. I like all the coverage this past week. I thought it was amazing. So I guess the girl, the man in yellow, the female version he's playing right now,
Sophia. Yeah.
When they were in the bar and she gave him the blood, and then she asked him. She said, "Do you ever wonder if this place was like a dream, or are we living in a dream and we just need to wake up, basically?" So I wonder if that's what happened to Boyd's wife. I wonder, did he come and do that to her in the past? Is that why she went crazy like that? And do you guys think that's what's going to happen to possibly to Victor's dad?
Good question, John. I don't think that the man in yellow necessarily delivered the blood to Boyd's wife, but maybe secretly, and we're going to see that in a flashback at some point. But I do think and I'm curious what Tony thinks about this as well. They specifically did use the language about, do you think this is a dream? And if I remember correctly with Abby, she was saying something similar to Boyd. What if this is a dream and it doesn't matter? So I do think there's maybe a similar way of which this place was breaking, that is going to eventually break Henry to what happened with Abby. What do you think, Tony?
It just shows that the man in yellow is Martin. And when you look at everything between the man in yellow and the boy in white, we can see who they are, right? So the man in yellow is Martin. That's a physical form, but he's also Abby when Abby comes to talk to Boyd. So we say that that's it because we see that they all have said the exact same thing. And then you would go over to the boy in white, and it's possibly that the boy in white is Dead Tom, and the boy in white is Father Kotri coming to these characters. And that's the way I would look at it. Now, as for will it make him go crazy? I think that it's more maybe a puppet control. Maybe she can control him. We've seen in the trailer that she's on top of somebody and she says, now this is where the game starts. Now it's time to play. This is where we have fun. She said something like that. And I do believe that she's on top of Henry in that situation. Now, as old as Henry is, to have that woman on top of him, it does seem like it would be fun. But I don't think it's not gonna be that fun for him this time. I think it's more form of control now. Could he go crazy? 100%. We know that Victor has a gun. That's the exact same gun that he has in his house. So would he go crazy? Maybe he would. It starts a little mayhem and menace. I could see that happening. But I think what they're trying to tell us is that the man in yellow is Martin, and the man in yellow is also the Abby when Abby comes and visits Boyd. That's what I think it is. People above them. There still are people above the man in yellow.
I do think Henry's gonna go a little nuts, not nutsoid, but he's going to maybe not even get to that gun. But I do think that gun's going to come into play, and it's going to be Victor stopping Henry from doing something horrible.
Or he shoots Victor and kills Victor. Or,
it's going to be the other way around, Tony. I think it's going to be the other way around. I think Victor's going to shoot Henry and kill his own dad.
We've seen it though. We've seen Boyd have to do it with Abby to see
it's going to repeat history. It's going to repeat history. I truly believe that's going to happen. I think he's going to have to put Henry down.
I think it should be, if it was me, I'd make Henry shoot Victor, wound him, realize what he did, and then off himself.
I could see something like that too. I do think this leads to Henry's death though by the end of the season.
Yeah, Henry won't make it. Henry's not making it out of this season.
We got Fatima calling in too as well, Tony. I'm conditioned to saying your name right. Welcome to the show, Fatima.
Hi Phil. Hi Tony.
Hello.
Okay. I just have a question. I just want to get your take on it, or you guys' take on it. So, do you guys think that Donna had an actual heart attack? Because the way she fell and just was out, like, it didn't seem like a heart attack. It seemed like she was walking, and it seemed like she was just pulled out of her body or something. And then she was just gone because she didn't have a pulse. She was just gone. And then all of a sudden she came back. So it just felt like, I don't know, as if like, you know how Tony said like it was like a simulation or a Hall effect or something. But it just seemed like they pulled her out her body. And then even when she woke up in the bed, she had this expression on her face as if she was like saw something or she was afraid or something. So I don't know. I just wanted to get you guys' take on that.
Great question, Fatima, and thank you as always. So, what do you think, Tony? What do you think about what Fatima asked?
No, I think that she definitely had a heart attack. I think it was just the stress. She almost got killed by the monsters. She then cares about this nightmare thing. I think that we've seen Donna breaking down over the past couple of seasons. We can see that. You know what I mean? I would say that Donna, anyone in that place is not living the ideal lifestyle. So I think that what they're trying to show is that, and there was a lot of drinking and smoking in this episode. Like everybody was fucked up in this episode. There was a lot of that.
They could have subtitled this episode "Everyone Drinks." Like
everybody was on the sauce this episode. I think they're just trying to show that, there's other things, real life things. And I think it's a motivation for Boyd because he has a health condition. So it motivates Boyd now that he sees her in a health condition, his health condition. The time is going to run out. You can't depend on someone like he wanted Kenny to take over for him. Can't depend on that. So you have to get something started. And I think that when it's all said and done, what happened here is that Donna died for a second. And whatever she's seen when she died is what's going to be important. Now, did she go on the other side? Did a soul get stuck somewhere? Did she see something? I think that's what they're setting up with Donna, to tell what she's seen when she actually died, because she was dead for a second and then they brought her back. So what happens to the souls when they die in this place?
Yeah, they go to the crows, or they go to something. I do want to say one thing though. I agree with everything you said, but I want to take this at a different issue, and I'll open the phone lines back up in a second because I really want to get Tony's take on this. And I didn't get a chance to watch your whole video, but you should watch Tony's whole video. So I'm not sure if you
would, because I said a lot of things that no other YouTubers say in that video.
Okay, so you might have said this, but maybe not. So we've already established at times through this episode, one of the things that kind of comes true, or that we've seen over the last couple of episodes, is that nightmares come true. Like nightmares are manifested into some form of reality, theoretically. What basically Sarah's brother was saying. Could the opposite be true as well? Could Donna have been actually dead and Boyd wished her? We talked about dream powers before. We talked about dream abilities like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Could Boyd have brought her back to life? Could he have wished her, essentially, because they made it a point to say her pulse is gone. She's been gone. Both doctors gave up on it and her pulse was dead. And then Boyd, he was doing what he should do with people were wrong, but we don't have to get into that. But he ultimately woke her up by saying, "Don't fucking die on me. You die when I tell you can die." So did he essentially wish her back to life, Tony?
I don't think so. I understand why people want to believe. Listen, people want to believe there's a lot of magical stuff going on here. I don't believe there's any magic going on here. But I think that, I understand why people want to believe that. No, it's two ways. It's the same thing that Lord Mormont said to Sam Tarly when they were out there and they were chasing the White Walkers beyond the wall. When he said, "Tarly, I forbid you to die. You hear me?" And it was a motivation thing that the Lord Commander told him, you're not dying.
But you can't motivate a dead person.
Yeah, same thing was going on here with Boyd in a sense. I dealt with this in my life, actually. With my kid's mother, she came down with meningitis. And most people don't survive meningitis, and she had survived it. And I remember when she was in the hospital and she was still not out of the woods, but she was better. She was out of quarantine, and we can go visit her. All her family members were in there and they were all on her. "Oh my God, Faye, oh Faye, blah, blah, blah." And I went in there, and when I went in there, I was just like, "What are all these people doing around you? Ain't like they're around you any other time." I said, "I can't believe these people over here." And I acted regular. And she laughed about it, that the stuff I was saying, because that's just who I am. And I say the regular stuff because I don't want to be in there. "Oh my God, I can't believe. Oh, thank God." Well, everyone else was like that. I was like, "What are these people doing? We haven't seen these people in years. Now all of a sudden they want to show up to the hospital. Who are these people? What's going on here?" So I acted regular. That got her to smile. That got her to laugh. That let her know that, when I'm talking real. I think that's what Boyd was doing. He was just talking real. That's Boyd. That's who he is. If he would have just been like everybody else in that place, that would not have been him. So I just think he was just doing who he does.
I hear you, Tony, and I've been in similar situations, but she was actually dead for 7 minutes. Like she wasn't alive. There wasn't any pulse. Like, I agree with you.
That happens all the time, Phil. I mean, that's not an unnormal.
I'm not saying it's magic or something. I'm saying it's theoretical that if nightmares come alive here, dreams come alive here too.
I think if that's the case, his wife would have came back, right? Or he would have been able to save her, or something else. I think he would have dreamed that.
Her hand came back.
Huh? Yeah, her hand came back. I think he would have been able to dream that up a little bit better. I don't believe that Boyd had any magical powers that he could just bring people back, because there would have been a lot of other people who'd have brought Father Cotry back. I mean, to save Father Cotry.
He keeps coming back too.
He didn't bring him back then. He how come he was wishing the blood stopped on his neck the way he was holding it, but it didn't, and he died. Right. And I just think he was just talking real to her. And that's the way I act when people get sick and everything else. I talk real to them. I'm not one of these guys like, "Oh my God, I'm just not that dude. I gotta talk 100 to you." You know what I mean? And I think he was just talking 100, and she came back. I didn't think she was gonna make it back. I thought Donna was dead.
Yeah, I thought you were collecting points.
2 episodes in a row that I thought Donna wasn't going to make it. Now I know she can't die. Now it's over. Now the whole Donna thing is done. We will get to all your super chats, I promise. So y'all keep leaving them. I promise you I'll read every one of them. and we'll get back in there.
Yeah,
Everything else.
Tony, now she's surviving to the end. There's no way you
No,
had
you
those death
you
draft
can't-
points. You had those death draft points in your hand 2 episodes in a row. You're ready to take a bite out of that sandwich, and someone ripped it out of your hand.
Yeah, no, you can't do it anymore. There's no way that you will be able to kill her off. She's making it now until this show ends and everything else, at least till next season. There's no other way that can actually happen. Let me go through some of the super chats that we got, because I do not want to get them out of line. All right, so we'll start from the bottom, work our way back up. Real Rebel Eric asks, what's the call number? We'll put that down there for you. Thank you very much. We got TM says, do you now believe Jade and Tabitha survived this cycle? If so, is it the cause of Boyd, Julie, or both? I think that this is the time they actually make it out, because we have seen them 1,000 times fail, 1,000 times fail. It can't be the 1,001st. One of them makes it out, one of them dies. That's the way I look at it. What do you think, Phil? Jade and Tabitha, they both make it out? One dies, one makes it out. How do you feel? Or they both die?
Oh gosh, it's interesting at this point, because my instinct right now, for some reason, is Tabitha makes it, but Jade doesn't. For some reason,
Sure.
like Jade ends up doing some selfless act at the end here to sacrifice himself, simply because I feel like he might have a heel turn coming up. I think they hinted at it tonight a little bit in his interaction with Boyd, when he was basically saying, some people die to accomplish this, no big deal. And I mean, I know that was part of the transitional purposes, but I do think he might die to save Tabitha, but I think most likely this is a different cycle. I agree with you on that, and something changes within this one, so they both possibly could survive. At this point, Tony, considering we're 6 episodes in now, and I'm not convinced that any other death we're going to have for the rest of the thing is going to be red shirts. I'm not sure if a main character is going to die anymore. I think that might be done. At first, I thought everyone was going to die, but like Boyd or something. But now I'm thinking that all our main characters might survive. I don't know. I'm having thoughts here, Tony.
I hope not. I hope not. Everyone makes it. Only Kev Acosta makes it. Mike Light says, I love the Caroline reference with Roger's eyes. I'd never seen Caroline, so I don't know that. It reminded me of more of Nightmare Before Christmas, but I did see a lot of people in my comment section say something about Caroline.
Yeah, about Coraline, I believe it's called. Yeah,
Coraline.
It definitely does look like that, but I absolutely see the Nightmare Before Christmas thing. Very Tim Burton. I thought that was one of the spookier things this season, the way that was way spookier than the dolls themselves.
Yeah, they did a much better job with that. Fatima says, if you don't like the episode, you go into the box. I agree. They should go into the box. That catches us all up with all of our super chats, so y'all can send some more, and then we'll get them going on.
Yeah, we have a voicemail, Tony, for when we're talking. Let's
Carla is asking, what is the number? What is your
Carla, you can have my number anytime you want. 781-913-8509. Although, Carla, if you want to save the phone charges, you can email me a voice message. This is from area code 330. Area code 330. What's your name, where you calling from, and what's your question or comment?
It's the Real Rebel Eric.
Hey, Rebel.
Calling out of Akron, Ohio.
Welcome, buddy.
Hey, so I don't really got much to say, but I do want to say, do you guys think that it seemed that the town people is getting tricked into undoing the good things that maybe the past people might have, like put the dolls in the killer dolls, or that's why they have Martin chained up, to keep him at bay. It seemed like they undoing stuff that was helping them. Do you get a sense of that?
Interesting. So you think right now this group of people is like ruining sort of some of the safeguards that were set up by other cycles. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And I think that Tabitha and Jay, they don't have full memories. And they kind of like all over the place, so they trying to piece stuff together, because Tabitha said she knew how to kill the monster. You know what I'm saying? After the monster, like her is like spotty memories. And then it just seemed like they undoing stuff that was working for them. Because why was Martin even chained up in the first place? So I think like the man in yellow or the boy in white, they manipulating everybody to get back to where where they could be in control of the town. Because maybe nobody really gets out of the town, but they found a way to keep stuff at bay. Does that make sense?
It does, but you're saying a lot of stuff, so it's hard to focus on one point. So Martin is the man in yellow. Why he was chained up was to convince Boyd that he needed help. That's why, because he knows Boyd's the rescuing type of a guy. So I think that's where it goes. But as for them undoing the things in the town that keep them safe, I don't know if that's exactly what's going on. I mean, when you're dealing with the man in yellow, could kill them at any time he wants. Talismans obviously have no effect. I don't think the talismans are effective at all. I think this is part of the game. There's no magic involved. But if he really wanted to kill everyone in the town, he could kill them. It's not that he wants to kill them. He wants to see them kill each other. That's his thing. He's here at the end part of this game to fulfill what he does at the end of the cycle. And this cycle is coming to an end, and he wants to watch them kill each other.
Troll them, kill them.
Yeah, and then after they do it, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Troll.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think he comes in to troll them and set them against each other to kill them. I don't think he even cares about the actual murdering. I think that's weak sauce to him. He's just like, murdering another Jim. It doesn't matter. He wants to see the madness. Right. It gets him more off turning Henry bad and having Henry, like Tony was speculating, killing his son or doing some fucking nonsense.
Yeah, so he's just like a Kaiser Soze or something.
A troll, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what about, I got a prediction. Do you think Kenny is going to be the leader of the resistance?
No. Why would Kenny be the leader of the resistance? Boyd's the leader of the town.
I mean, not the leader of resistance, but the leader of the people that's going to start turning on the people. I mean, turning on Boyd and Jade and Tabitha.
No, he's too loyal. Yeah, no, not at all. Kenny's too loyal to a fault. He would not be that. It would be everyone else that you see in the town, the people smoking weed, the people doing all that, all the no-name characters. There won't be anyone like Kenny that jumps off Boyd. Kenny's got Boyd's back no matter what, and that's it.
No main actor that's gonna be the one doing it.
No.
If anyone would be Randall, that would be the only one I could see doing it. And Elgin, I could see doing it too, because of the things that happened to him. But that would be it. I couldn't see any other cast doing it.
Yeah, and especially after tonight's episode, which really established that Kenny is truly Boyd's son, not Ellis. This was a really good Boyd and Kenny episode. You saw how well they worked together, and I think they reestablished their bond, kind of like what Tony you're talking about. Like they showed it extra in tonight's episode how they worked together. This might have been the most they worked together since early season 1. They were in lockstep. Kenny was asking all the questions, looking at Victor's picture while Boyd was pressing him. They were doing the good cop, bad cop thing. They were working as a team, and they seemed like father and son. So I don't think Kenny would betray him.
The reason why I was saying Kenny, because he seemed like the one that lost the most out of the people.
Yeah.
He lost his mom, lost his dad. You know what I mean? He lost his girlfriend. You know?
Yeah, and I do think he's going to. We've talked a little bit about the breaking Kenny. I think they are going to, this place eventually will break Kenny, but I don't think it's going to break him by hurting other people. I think he's just going to have a fuck you moment and cave into this place, a Mr. Echo moment, if people know Lost, like where he just says fuck you to this.
Yeah, I know.
Where he just basically says fuck you to the smoke monster and just takes it, you know?
And I wanted to say one more thing. I felt like Dinah died, right? But I was like, if she died, I kind of wanted to see what was going to be her nightmare monster. So I was kind of
Dale coming back to life. That's her nightmare monster. Dale coming alive in the pool, being like, Donna, get me whiskey. You know, it's gonna be something
with a pool head.
Yeah, dude, that's the fucking nightmare for Donna.
All right, guys. I'm gonna continue to listen in the background. Hey, keep doing y'all thing. Y'all great as always.
Thank you, my friend. Take care.
I should put on my mask since it it fairly looks like this guy's face. In fact, we'll put the mask on for a little bit.
Okay, while Tony's doing that, I'll play this voicemail.
So, hey, it's Vernicia. I have 2 questions.
Do it.
1, when the man in yellow / Sophia saw Henry walked into the sheriff's station, asked where Boyd was, and then walked back out. Then he went to the bar. She walked in. As soon as you walked in the bar, I'm going to be wondering now, why are you following me? And number 2,
And the answer was he definitely mentions it. He goes, "Oh, you again? You're following me," but he was too drunk to even take note of it, or he's just like, "Oh, if this person's gonna pay attention to me, I'm leaving on a jet plane." So he doesn't care. I like how they played that in the preview for the recap of the episode.
if you ask somebody, how old are you, or are you old enough to drink, whatever he said, I don't remember now. Yeah, no drinks for you. Not for me anyway. And number 2, did the golem remind y'all a little bit of Smiley? It did me.
Her
I'm
son.
just curious, wondering what y'all think. Okay, appreciate you guys. This is the best theory show.
Oh,
Bye.
thank you so much. And yeah, it definitely reminded me of Smiley. Oh, Tony, that's scary as fuck. Let me do a voice. Hi, I'm Tony. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at the dude, I mean, he ain't had no success in life, and I would say 10, 20 years, if not longer. He's been accused of killing his children and his wife. The cops took him in for questioning. He went through all that. There's still people in that town that probably feel the exact same way about him. So I would say he's just looking for any type of comfort that he can get. And and that's why he accepted her in there with him. And nobody else is drinking with him since the whole thing's going on. So
No, you're creeping me out in the best way, Tony. So Jade mentions the Egyptians, and then Acosta, right in the next moment in the viewfinder, is looking at the Egyptian pyramids. I don't think there's any like deeper meaning there, but I thought that was kind of a cool transition where Jade's specifically talking about Egyptian stuff and the bones and the souls and the bones, and then we flash to Acosta with a great Acosta stuff. I'm not even just saying this for your benefit, Tony. I think this was some of my favorite Acosta stuff in the entire series, was just in her brief moments in tonight's episode. She was very relatable. Even just her side jokes, conversations in this place is ridiculous. I thought she melted into it. She felt
not enough Acosta for me, for my likings.
But it was high quality Acosta that we got of her in this episode.
It was. And I wanted to say, I know I talked a little bit about Acosta. The actress Samantha Brown is an amazing woman. I would say that she is great. She's a great sport. She's great. She's great to talk to. She's did one of the best interviews we've ever had on. She's just a really nice woman. And no, I was a fan of her before this show. I've watched every movie that woman has ever done that I've been able to get my hands on since I followed her career for a very long time. So I was just excited that she even got casted in this. It's not like the first time I've ever seen her and stuff. So, but she is a tremendous woman and everything else, all that good stuff. But yeah, I would like more of her. I think that she deserves more, but I think she's going to get more as the show goes on.
She's luckier than our friend Elgin, who we finally see him again in this episode, but they're not giving him much work this year. He's just coming in. Oh, I get to cut stuff right here. I get to carry around dirt for Fatima. They're giving me shit to do.
Listen, let me tell you about the two people who get shitted on the most in the show. This so happens to be the two black men in this shit, right? So you got Elgin, who's in here, he's carrying around dirt, dropping the bags off. They can't even give the guy a fucking eye patch. His eyes fucked up. His head's fucked up. I mean, he's fucked up. He's done. Then you got Boyd's son Ellis. They got this dude looking like a ball sack in here. He goes in there. He gets attacked by the creature monsters, those doll monsters. He lets this dude's hand get ripped off. His head get ripped off. He doesn't try to stop him. He leaves the room, And then when he leaves the cabin, he shuts the door. Like, why are you shutting the door on the dude? You see the monster attacking your boy in there. He leaves the room, and then he shuts the door behind him. Y'all don't go back and watch it. You see it. Like, why are you shutting the door, dude? Like, why? You giving him privacy? There's no need to do that, man. No need. I think Elgin's not long for this show. I think he's the one who gets it when it's all said and done. I think he's the big death of the season. You know what I mean? They're doing them both dirty. Let's get these black guys something better to do, man. They're doing them better.
Yeah, and the way they establish and spend so much time on Kenny and Boyd's relationship. I was joking earlier, but I'm not. And then when we finally see Ellis and Boyd have a scene, it's like a 2-second scene, and it's all uncomfortable. So what do you think about Fats about getting a big giant pile of dirt? I think it's okay. I think it's okay too. See you later, son. Bye. And then they just separate. I'm gonna go back to Kenny. If it's theirs, they focus so much more on Boyd and Kenny's relationship. Ellis does kind of get the short end of the stick in pretty much every situation. For some reason, Kevin, who's trying to call in, it's being sent to an auto situation. It's not even ringing on my end, but I just called the phone. It's still ringing through. So Kevin, I'm sorry. Please call in, Kevin. And I'm assuming your porn stash. Wasn't that the porn stash's name, Kevin?
It was. This is Kevo, 1988. He's saying he called in Kevo.
Yeah, I can see it on my actual phone that you're trying to call him, but it's not popping up. Maybe this is you at 662. Area code 662. What's going on? Welcome to the show. What's your question and who are you?
My name's Kevin. I'm from from Mississippi.
Welcome, Kevin. Sorry, we're having trouble getting you through. I'm glad we got you through. Welcome, Kevin.
Yeah, I just got a quick question. They knocked a hole in the wall in the basement of the colony house. Do you think that means the monsters can get in there now?
I think once that door's open, that's a wrap. I mean, if there's no talisman down there, it depends how this talisman thing works. If the talisman in the window protects the whole house, then no, when the door is closed. But if the door is left open Henry stumbles down there drunk and opens the door, then yeah, they're gonna get. There had to be a reason why they shut it down.
Yeah. And one.
I was just wondering about that. It seems like everybody in the colony house is going to be in danger now.
Yeah, and one thing that we don't always talk about, but Tony talks about this a lot, and I agree. Like the fifth dimensional creature situation, that isn't necessarily like a creature that has omnipotent power, fourth dimensional, but it's somebody seeing and watching everything. Everything that they're talking about, all these ideas, all their plans. It's one thing that they know everything. So whatever plan that you have, they also can plan and predict, so they know they were coming. They know Boyd's going down there. That's where I know you got to take chances, but you're taking chances in a situation where the enemy essentially knows your plan because they know exactly what you're going to do because they're watching you. You're basically, you might as well, if you're not on camera, being like every moment of everything you do being chronicled by the fourth dimensional creature that's sitting at the desk, or maybe not, but sitting somewhere analyzing all this. So that's one of the things that makes it extra difficult. So I think the ultimate way to get out of here is going to have to be a swerve. It's going to have to be something that the main things wouldn't agree with.
Unless there's nothing they could do. Maybe they're stuck there. Maybe they can't leave that fourth dimension and affect them in that way, and that's why they have these minions. Or if it's just an experiment that they're running to see if these people can get out or not. It could be, it could be like Jade said, like rats in the maze. They put the maze in there for the rats. If the rats actually make it out, then they document it, pick the rats up, and start and do something else, right? So that's what it is.
Do y'all think there's a way out down there in them tunnels, or do y'all just think it's the bones?
Say it again.
Do y'all think there's a way out in the tunnels through that door, or do y'all think it's just bones down there?
No, I don't think that's the way out at all. I think that what they're looking for, when we look at the picture of the eyeball that's dripping in the pond underneath, I think that represents the lighthouse, the eye in the sky that's dripping. They were told that they needed to get to the lighthouse to save the children. I think the light, the way they have that eye in the sky, I think that's the lighthouse that represents the lighthouse. So I think, and it shows underneath the lighthouse there's a lake. So I think the lake is underneath the lighthouse.
The eye of Sauron.
All right.
Awesome stuff.
I didn't think about that. Well, it was nice talking to y'all.
Please call back.
Appreciate you. Mississippi in the building, representing right there. Representing, appreciate 100% and everything else. And make sure you hit that thumbs up for you people. I'm about to check and see how many likes I got, man. And if we have at least 250 likes, we're gonna gift some memberships out for everybody else. So it was a really good call, Kevin, as Carla Way says and everything else. Listen, this is your people, Phil. What how do you say it?
Z Media.
Z Media. I'm so worried about him. I'm not worried about him because I just know he's dead. I don't think there's anything to worry about. I think it's a wrap for Henry. I don't think he's no way he survives. It's impossible for Henry to survive. I don't think he's long for the show. I never did. I think he serves his purpose, and I think he's got to go now. I think that's just the way it's going to be for him and everything else. You know,
I'm surprised he's still there. We got another voicemail. Someone that called in while we were in our last call. This is from 832.
Hey guys, I want you to answer a question. Why is it these people keep listening to these dreams and they don't put that to the side and look at Victor's drawings and talk to the kids and get together and figure it out? How are some bones gonna do anything? It's obviously a trap. I don't understand that. I can figure that out, but they can't.
Is it a trap? Is it a trap? Help, Tony. Help.
100%. It's a trap. I said it in my video. I'll say it again. It's a trap. It's not there. They are planning on the hubris of Jade. They've already said that Jade thinks he's the smartest person in the building. It's all a setup to get these bones aren't going to do anything. They don't mean anything like that. It has nothing to do. Again, Jade is falling for what I think a lot of people in the audience is falling for, this whole mystical element of it, when it has nothing to do with this. In the end, it's going to have nothing to do with the supernatural situation. Jade is falling for it. Oh, we got to get these bones into the special water, and that's going to unleash the place. It's not unleashing shit. It's not going to happen. Guarantee that's not what it is. There's no way around that. And I think at this episode, it even points out that's not the case. But I think that Jade is fall victim, just like a lot of people who watch the show who wanted to believe or think that it's some type of supernatural situation when it's not going to be.
And Victor gives some interesting info about the person that jumped, more info about the yellow man in his car. I know you talked a little bit about your car, the brown car. I thought that was very ominous, the way they talk about it. And in Chekhov's car, it's just sitting there. There definitely has to be something in the car. As much as I'm going to stick by my guns that I think Acosta is going to find the evidence, it does seem like maybe they'll find some connective tissue in the car, and the car might play a result. I thought Victor actually gave some decent information tonight. They got some information out of Victor.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything in the car that's really going to point them in a direction. I think they brought the car up and then they showed Victor draw the picture of the car. And I think that his pictures are the bookmarks for Julie. And I think Julie needs to start telling people what she can actually do. I think those are the bookmarks for Julie, are the pictures. The only reason to have him draw that picture at that time is if Julie can use that picture as a bookmark and see when he actually arrived, see him kill the person in the car with him, or see him transform into the person that was in the car. And that's how they'll figure it out. I don't think there's anything going to be in the car. I just think it's going to be 100% a story walking moment for Julie.
I still think Acosta is going to find something, but it could be. I do think it's interesting.
I think she finds a picture because you see her playing with the picture machine. So I think it's a picture down there.
And Julie's obviously doubting herself now, but will have some sort of
so in my video, I pointed out exactly what it is. Back in the Victorian era, there was different stages of grief that you had to go through before you were able to ascend from when someone passing away. First stage of grief, you had to wear black for a whole year. I think that's why her hair was dyed black, and that's what it is, a goth type thing. She's in grieving for her father. But then you see the color purple. And this, after a year and a day, you were able to transition into that exact shade of purple that was on the wall. If you look at the thing, you see Julie standing right where the purple is, right down to the purple's on the back, and the other color of the wall's right in front of her. And I think that's the duality that they're showing, that Sarah is going to help her get over this stage of grieving and move into the purple stage, where she actually starts to believe again that she could actually do something again. I think that's why that was all set up.
And it was an interesting scene with Julie and Sarah as well with the painting. Bhakta had an appearance tonight. We talked about her a little bit. This was the most she's got to do in this episode.
Yeah, cook food for people.
And Real got some points with Ghost Father Kotri showing up in our draft.
With the best haircut that anyone's ever gotten in Frontville, Father Kotri showed up with. His haircut was immaculate. Everyone else's haircut is shitty, but his haircut was immaculate. He came in there with the fade and everything. After his neck was edged up, everything was great and everything else.
Slick and quick, baby. He was looking good. He was looking good. And he's coming in sassing Boyd right away, being like, I don't know. I'm like, what the hell? Establishing that relationship. Another really great episode from Harold. He killed it. Him and we talked about earlier, him and Kenny, they were just locked.
I think they realized they fucked up killing that character.
100%, dude. 100%.
And I think if they could do it over, they would not have killed off Father Kotri. I think they would have had him around longer. But I think they did it, and then once you do it, you have to undo it. And this is why they do the ghost thing with him. But I think if they can go back and do it, if I ever interviewed them, I would ask them, like, if you could go back and not kill Father Kotri, which I guarantee they'd say, no, we wouldn't have killed him more. Same thing as George R. R. Martin, when he's seen the Wilding Woman play his character, he said that after watching her play it, he would have wrote so much more stuff for her in the book.
Osha?
Yeah. He's like, if I seen her play this character before, he said, I would have wrote so much more stuff for her to do in the book than what I actually gave her. But the actress did it so well, and it just inspired him that he would have did. And I think that's what happened when going back and watching it, when they seen Father Kotri, like, damn, this is an important piece. We should have kept him around.
Tony, before we get into recap, because I guess the episode has started, when we get into like the blood in the water in the Henry and Sophia situation, what do you think actually the man in yellow was doing in that situation? You think his blood is some form of like some drug that's for controlled, or do you think it has anything to do with it? Was it just sort of a power trip again, getting off on the fact that making Henry the person who he ate his family drink his blood just as sort of like a sick twist?
No, he said when he took a sip. After he took a sipper, he said, it's harder.
Yeah, it had more kick to it. It was like
it did something. It did something in there. It wasn't the same drink after that blood got.
Yeah. What do you think? What's your instinct on what was going on in that situation?
I think it's some type of control situation that she's going to be able to control him in some way or manipulate him in some way. I think that somehow he'd be able to do that. That's the only thing I could see it going down. It can't be anything else. I don't think he just did it like he did with the water. I think it meant something else.
Yeah, it was some form to permanently,
because she finds out, but not she finds out, but she says, my son was here, my son survived, so left a loose end. You know what I mean? Which is it's weird that you would think the man in yellow would leave a loose end like that. Victor living all those years and everything else, but Victor's the loose end that he never got. So I just think that there had to be set up for Victor not to get killed and stuff. I think the man in yellow knows that Victor was left alive, and purposely, and I put it in my video exactly why that is and stuff, because I think it's his dreams and stuff that built this world. And they need one kid alive to do that, and that's why they had to keep him there and everything. But I think it's a wrap for him. He was brought back for a reason, and he's gonna get got. Like all Tabitha's husbands, they all got to get killed.
Yeah, he's gone, and I mean, he could have needed Victor alive to do some bidding for him or collect clothing and put it around. One question I have, and I don't know if I'm thinking too small here or thinking whatever, as I'm prone to do, but and I know it's only been a couple of days, but Sophia also hasn't changed the clothes. Are the clothes directly associated to the transformation in any way, shape, or form? Like, does she have to stay in those clothes to stay in that form?
I don't know. I mean, we didn't see her change the form until she got the clothes on, but she was naked first, then changed, then put the clothes on, right?
And then converted, but there's got to be a reason why all the clothes, it seems like there's clothes buried around in different places.
If Sophia was a resident that was there, and that was probably that was probably her clothes that was there that she got and stored up, and that's the identity he's going to assume. I think it's possible he doesn't stay in Sophia for the
what is this? I'm so stupid, but follow me here for a second, because it's really stupid, and again, very Kirk Cameron and Dudley Moore here. So what if
Cameron?
I was thinking about that movie, Vice Versa, like where you're switching places and stuff like that.
Oh, all right. I was
So-
like, Curing Daily. One day, yeah, and they did that. That's what it is.
So with like the switching places thing. So what if the blood is what he needs to do to become the person, and the blood somehow he's going to turn into Henry or something, like he has to feed the person blood to be able to turn into them.
Oh, well, DNA, a DNA situation. It could be
Like he
a
has to drop the DNA into the person's body to be able to turn into him at a later date, and then he's going to kill Henry and then become Henry at a point in time. I don't know. Maybe I'm stretching.
Yeah, maybe he takes. I listen. I could see him taking another form before it's all said and done. I
He
mean,
could
she
take
said
Henry's form.
when she came on here, she said that her line would be "Catch me if you can." Would be that would be a line for there and everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a magical skull and vice versa. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It was Dudley Moore and Kirk Cameron. It was a magical skull that switched them. I was wrong. Thank you. Thank you for remembering that movie. And I'm not completely insane. Ramsey 5090. Thank you, buddy. But yeah, that was my one thought while I was watching it, that maybe it's the first step to be able to turn into another person. It's kind of putting Henry into the Rolodex of someone that he could turn into, could kill Henry if things get hot for Sophia, could kill Henry and jump into his form.
Yeah, gonna go right into him and just keep bouncing around from person to person.
Yeah,
that would be the best way. I don't want to see this actress Sophia go though. So
me neither. She's eating it up. She's eating
everything. It doesn't matter. And that's the whole thing. It doesn't matter who she's in the scene with. It doesn't matter. Like every time she eats the scene up, no matter who she's in the scene with.
When she was in a scene with us, she made us better too. You know, she's just fucking hilarious.
Every time she's in the scene, she rips it. And she played a good drunk person. You know what I mean? It's not easy to do to play someone drunk. It's a hard thing to do, and she played it pretty well.
And she did it. Yeah, she was doing that thing where she was lowering her head. And to your point, Tony, she wasn't just even playing drunk. This is where the actress is killing it, because she's allowed to do something like in theater school and acting, they kind of tell you not to, but in this part you can. It's like monitor yourself. So she's playing this, but she's also having a relationship with us on the camera. So she's like drunk playing this guy, and you can see the man in yellow having fun, getting drunk. The human, like that was legit. I think the man in yellow was getting shit-faced and enjoying the time. I don't think the character was faking, but the character was also like, this idiot human. Like, I'm having too much fun. Like, you're fucking with someone at the poker table. Like this guy's a funny bastard, but I'm gonna take his money all night. Like, I don't think he hated Henry. I think he was like, oh, I hate this dude's family. I'm fucking stick my hand up this dude's asshole and use him as a puppet. It's just, but he was having fun doing it. And she was, Tony, she was playing all of that so well. You're right. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna miss it when this actress leaves the show, because she's having a ton of fun up there.
Yeah, we're gonna see her in bigger shows and stuff.
I hope so. I hope so.
Girls. I just, it's a wrap. I guarantee it. I'd stake my career on it, unless something happens. But if it just keeps going the way it's going, there's no way that she's not going to get the shot. She's going to get someone in Hollywood's going to give her the shot. They're going to give her a shot on something big.
Yeah, she should absolutely have that kind of opportunity, because she's hugely charismatic. It's like, it's not even funny. And that drunk scene, Tony, because Henry is also, you're right about that. I've had to do it on stage and I can't do it. I can play a lot of things. Drunk's tough, like, because you overdo it or you underdo it. Some people play it much better than other people.
It would be hard for me to play. I'm a pretty good actor myself, I should say, but it would be hard for me to play drunk, because when I drink, and people will tell you, like, if I'm ever drunk, I don't act it. I act regular. Mm-hmm. I've never been fall down, slap. I've never gotten to that point. It never happens. I've drinking a lot and act a lot, but I still act regular. People always say, I don't know how you're acting regular. You still act like you just own one beer and you've drank, 4 40s. And that's just the way, I don't know why, but that's just the way it's always been. So it'd be hard for me. I've seen other people, and I would have to just like draw from like one of my friends and then imitate my friend. You know what I mean? It would be more of that for me, because I never get like that myself. So I don't know how I would be able to do that.
This is an interesting question. There's rules on it. Sometimes things get smuggled through, like Cheers. Through all of Cheers, the actor that played Norm, and people might know what Cheers was. It was a sitcom about a bar. They drink. There was one guy who was the drunk, and he drank thousands of beer throughout the series. It was like a flat near beer with salt to make it bubble. But in the last season, in the last couple of episodes, they said fuck it because they were canceled anyway and ending anyway. So they let him drink real beer on set. So like you can do it, but for the most part, most people aren't. Like when you see them smoking, they're not smoking real cigarettes. They're smoking like stage cigarettes, stage weed, which is all sort of fake. Well, we'll have to have the Walking David on to talk about that stuff at some point, or Eric Nolan, who's been on like Game of Thrones and stuff, to talk a little bit more about that stuff at some point. But basically, it's like near beer crap, or it's fake alcohol. Like they're not really drinking. They're probably drinking water in these scenes, which makes it even
Malta or something like that.
Exactly.
A non-alcoholic beer. But even a non-alcoholic beer has like 1.000% of beer in it.
It has enough of a bite to make you have a reaction that seems real.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. We have 300 people up in the building. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for your boy. This is the #1 show for the fans, by the fans, Escaping From podcast. I am the Don Tony Teflon. That is Phil, the issues guy. We are about to start the recap of this episode. And then we're going to open up the show, the phone lines, and hear all of your theories right after. Phil, the issues guy.
Let's get into this damn recap. Recap. Oh, wait, you want to hear? Let's recap. I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm over here. Oh, yeah. And I'm back. Okay. So let's get into this recap, Tony. Let's break down this episode. We open up to Jade and Boyd arguing about how Jade wants to get the bones, wants to smoke some bones with the kids. Get some bones for the kids in the underground. And Boyd's not buying this tripping version. He's just like, we're just going to get people killed. This whole tripping thing is a little shaky. He doesn't believe last episode. He didn't watch that shit. He says, I skipped a week. I'm not watching last week. And Jade is like, why? And Jade makes a very good point. And I agree. I know he forced the issue, but he's like, if I was going to trip and go through all of this and we're not going to listen to it, what's the goddamn point? Like, what is the point? I kind of agree with Jade on this one. If he was going to go through that whole trip and find something and you're just not going to listen to what he's saying, that kind of, like, I understand why Boyd was dubious about it, but because he ultimately said at the end, I can't do this on faith. I need some hard evidence that this might be real. But still, like, if you're going to let this dude trip on shrooms and go on a spirit journey, you got to at least listen to what he has to say.
Well, I think it's twofold. I think they're both right and they're both wrong, right? And two people can be right at the same time. I think I understand Jade's point that I'm doing all this, so why did I do this? But we're not going to use what I said. But we have to also understand that Jade's only been there a month or so, all right? 2 months the most. Boyd's been living with these people for, I would take it, years. So he has a deeper connection to these people and cares more about these people than Jade actually would. So he can concerned about what would happen if these things happen. He's seen bad things happen already in this town when they tried to do things. So I would agree with Boyd. Like I hear what you're saying, Jade. I trust what you're saying, but I need proof to believe it. And I would have been with Boyd on that 100%. That I need something else than just your word. I'm not that I don't believe your word, but I need something else. But what you're asking to me, this doesn't work and everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very fair, especially like give it a moment, give it a situation. Oh, we have our amazing friend Mika, who's still a member for 21 months. Hey guys, love you. It's amazing. Thank you, Mika, for all the support and the love you've shown both Tony and I through the years of this show. It is amazing to have you. And you and everyone in the live chat and the people that listen to the audio cast, you guys all make it more fun for us to watch it, whether we're right, whether you're wrong, whether vice versa.
Exactly. Listen, when you do what we do, when you're on the internet and you do these things, let me explain something to everybody out there. Everybody wants you to be wrong. There's no one that wants us to be right. Everybody out there is dying for us to be wrong. You want to be able to come on here and laugh at the Don and say you were wrong, motherfucker. I understand it, and I understand why you want to do it. But in the end, it's not going to happen. The Don is the Don for a reason. All right. You don't get this sexy as a Don without being right all the time, and you're going to see it in the end. I promise you, this is what it's going to be. You'll see. Y'all all see.
And one way or another, Tony, we already see it. It's going to be fun to.
Mika sent you, Phil, a super sticker for $20.
That's sweet of you, Mika. Thank you so much. I will make sure I will buy something in honor of you with that $20. Okay, so Boyd's like, all right. Say you're right. And he makes this great point, and you're right about this, Tony, which is essentially your point. Even if you're right, ignore the tripping fever. So how does finding those bones send us home? We don't know. We don't know anything. We should probably figure out some more information and like put this on the table, analyze this a little bit. And they start by the theme of the episode. Tony mentioned it earlier, and it's ultimately could be the subtitle of this episode: Pour a Drink. Everyone, I feel like talking about this episode, I have to get drunker than normal because of how much they were drinking in this episode. Everyone, like every scene for the first half of this episode, Tony, you could start the scene. They starts with a drink. Donna pouring a drink, Boyd pouring a drink.
Boyd pouring a drink that Father Kotri brought in, the good shit.
The good shit.
And they show that bottle's empty now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the last of it right there. That was the last of the Father Kotri good shit.
And Tony, as people in the live chat are saying, let's be real. Half the people watching the podcast are still watching us just to see that you eat this chip.
Like, yeah, because I'm going to be right. So I'm not even worried about that. I know that's what they want to see, but in the end, it's not going to happen. You know,
that's what they want. That's what they want. But there was so much. Yeah, Kimberly, there was just so much sipping in this episode. Like I have to drink.
Everybody, every second, every scene, everybody was drinking something or smoking something.
Yep. And Phil approves. I approve. I don't want to talk about myself in the third person like that. Phil approves.
Phil approves you drinking.
Phil approves of you drinking. You can.
Phil's getting angry.
Put that in a t-shirt. Phil's getting angry. Pretzels. These pretzels are making me thirsty, Tony. Pretzels are making me thirsty. Okay, so Boyd's all right. So he pours a drink. He says the bones. Jade pontificates about the Egyptians, and Boyd is like, "What about the part where you get everyone killed?" And he says, "Well, Boyd, I need you to stop that." And Boyd says, "You want me to approve a suicide mission because you tripped?" And they decide to go to Colony House to see if the door is there in the basement. And we cut to the end of the episode, and they see that there's a door there, and we move on to the next episode. Everything else that happened is bullshit. No, and that's the people that are against this episode that they think at this point you could have just had them go down there, bash down the wall, end of episode, everything happens. But it's not that simple. You get so much texture within the lines here. But yes, this is the point where you can cut and just cut to the end of the episode and have Boyd go there with a sledgehammer, break down the wall, and they go into the door. So yes, but that's not what happened. They head down to the basement room to see everyone's favorite Acosta.
No, just mine. Fuck everybody else.
And we get a fun situation with Tony. I assume you had these two because I had one. I had that friggin' the same one. I had one disc my whole life. I didn't have one of these. The viewfinder, I'm not sure if the one Acosta was looking at was one of the ones that has one picture or multiple ones. I had the one that had like a little disc with like a bunch of different images, and you put it in the top and you pushed a button and the viewfinder went around. Yes, viewfinders were a thing, and they were fucking amazing. They also had those little the first naked body I ever saw in my life. My grandfather had in his upper desk drawer a little a keychain. And you looked in the hole of the top of the keychain, and it was like a naked woman in one of those viewfinder thing. That view of viewfinder stuff was huge for years in many different ways.
It definitely was. I would say that the whole reason of the viewfinder is, and I've mentioned this in my video, y'all can go back and watch. I'm not going to give the exact dates here, but the viewfinder was a tool that was debuted at the World's Fair.
Yep,
that's when it first made its debut. And when you look at what it was like 1940 something.
Okay,
but when it did date 1919, I had that technology in 1919. But like 1940 something it was and stuff. But when you look at the viewfinder and you see what it is, let's take a look at the viewfinder and you see it. Number one, it looks like what does it look like? It looks like virtual reality headset. In fact, that's the exact mold that they used to create virtual reality headsets was from the viewfinder. In that year of the World's Fair, that what the World Fair was about that year was how virtual reality would change human existence in the future. That was one of the main themes of that. And when you look at what that viewfinder is and what it does, it actually takes a person that's supposed to be 3D pictures inside and allows you to view a 3D world and forget about the world you're around. When we add all those things up and we look at that, we can see that what's going on in this situation is good chance that this is a holodeck type situation going on here. And that is what the viewfinder is meant to represent when it's all said and done. Yeah, we'll see.
I love every time you say holodeck because it gets the Star Trek reference out without me having to say it, because I need a Star Trek reference in every show I've ever been in. So I appreciate the fact
the king of Crank donated $20 to the Don Tony Tef line. He goes, what if From is a VR, AI, RPG where players explore the town, uncover mysteries, and escape? Victor's drawing a lore. Portals enable fast time travel. The town adapts to your actual fears and dreams. Fail and the simulation resets. Listen, I just said it basically right there. I'm not going to tell you that it's not. I'm not going to tell you that it's you know what I mean, that it's not going to go that route. I hope they don't go that far with it where the people have virtual reality headsets on and they're just playing a game. But I do think that they could be living in a type of a simulation like that. What do you think, Bill?
I don't know if we're playing the game we were talking about. This might be one of my least favorite situations. I hope it's not a simulation, but it could be. I think it's more of a repetitious in this area going through these steps all the way, but I don't think I think the things that they're touching and feeling are real. I think it's a holodeck in the way that this place was.
Well, no, holodeck, you could touch the things and it was real.
You can, and you can eat them and you can die in a holodeck if the safeties are turned off and all that sort of stuff. But so I don't think all this stuff is simulation personally, but it is possible. I think the cool thing about this show, and we talked about this a lot, it's set up in a way right now where they know the answer and there's a lot of ways they could go. And that's what gets me excited every time we do get answers and every time and the fact that we actually do have an end date, because a year from now or a year and a half from now, we'll actually be able to answer this question. And like, we don't have to wait. We know we're getting an answer. And so could it be a simulation? Yes. My instinct is it's not. It's more of a loop of some kind.
It's what you think of a simulation to be, right? So let's say it's a simulation would be, this town is a simulation for the point that it's just basically a stage set, right? This town was put here. There's no wires inside of the wires. It's a fake town to make you believe that this was an actual town that existed. So the town so you could say that town is a simulated town, or a movie set of some kind.
If you mean simulation like that, I buy it. I should reframe. I don't think there's like holograms going on here, or they're tapped into someone's mind, like all hooked into a matrix and seeing this on a screen like this is a computer simulation. Could this be a fake simulated situation, a fake set orchestrated? Yes. If by that definition, the way you just described that, yes. I think that is certainly a possibility. I just don't think they're all tapped into some mind matrix like a Romulan plot on a Star Trek episode to that extent.
No. I don't think that they have headsets on and are doing anything like that. I don't think that's the case. I think that when they showed the viewfinder, it's to show you what it is, not that that's exactly what it is, but to show you what that thing represents, and that's what's going on in this whole world, like that it's a pocket dimension. When you put those things on your head, you are transported into this one little world that you're supposed to be in when you're there looking at the Alps or whatever. And that's where they're at. That's basically a pocket dimension for your eyes, and their whole body is just sitting there in this pocket dimension.
I think you're definitely on like, I am a big fan of the whole pocket dimension thing and all that. And if that simulation carries like the loops and the simulation, I think I was saying ultimately the same thing, but I was getting wrapped up in simulation with the holodeck. And
I hear people in there say, the writers said this. Listen, man, I don't trust the writers or showrunners for anything until
or
the show.
Actors, they're liars.
I can show you 1,000 times the showrunners have came on and lied blatantly to fans to protect the secrets of the show. They're not going to tell you if that's the case. It would be ridiculous that if it was something like that they came right out and said that this is what it is. Why would they do that? So when people keep saying, "Oh, the showrunner said," it doesn't matter what the goddamn showrunner said when it comes to that. They're not going to give away their thing. Never going to happen. So I take whatever they say for a grain of salt until I see the end.
Yeah, and I like how Boyd said. Acosta asks how these things were cool. Boyd says, no phones, social media for the Stone Age, she calls it. And I just felt old. I'm old. I know I'm decrepit. I accept it. Jade recognizes the basement. It looks like the basement in his dreams. Boyd wants to, and Acosta again has an amazing line here. She's like, Boyd's, well, this is pretty organized down here. Yes, Boyd's keeping me busy so I don't kill myself. How's it going? I haven't slit my wrist yet. Then it's going pretty good. This was just perfect dialogue. This was written really awesome. Very funny. Well delivered. Good bounce between Jade.
I would say about Samantha. Samantha is no different than Sophia. When you put her in the scene with somebody, no matter who the scene is, whether it's jokes with Jade, serious with Boyd, whatever it is, she outperforms these people when she's in scenes with them, or she holds her own against every one of them. And she's just amazing. And I just think that she just needs to get a better. But I think she needs a shot, and if she gets a shot,
I think she plays like comedy wise ass even better than she plays like angry mad. But
she's much better at comedy. Her comedic timing is brilliant. She's really good.
And I thought this was the first episode that really got to show that off.
Show a little bit of her character, right? Because she's not been able to. They just have her in there, not trusted. Now she's down there, and now she's not all upset. Now she's got something to do. So
she finally got to not be angry Acosta. But Jade Yahtzee finds the door area, but it's not there. But what we did find, which again is funny in retrospect, we just see a giant suspicious wall that immediately, I think most people watching the episode were like, break down the fucking walls, dude. There's a big suspicious wall right there, but whatever. And again, this was very lost, Tony. Jade is like, it's supposed to be there. The island is supposed to be there. It's a very lost monologue for Jade there. As we get our intro as Jade is spiraling out, as Boyd is in the shot from the preseason image, looking pensive, the image that you see in all the thumbnails of Boyd up against the wall. We finally see that image. Maybe the door was metaphorical, but he still wants to go underground. Boyd asks sarcastically, maybe the bones were metaphorical too. Boyd says it's a suicide mission, and I'm not going to let people die from following a trip vision. And how many people are you willing to let die for your fucking thing? And Jade's like, maybe a few. I don't give a shit. And then Jade turns it around and says, how many are you going to let die for nothing? How many already died? And Boyd grabs him, shuts him the fuck up. It's like, dude, you talk shit to me again, I'll fuck you up. I've been in Oz. Like, don't fuck with me. He goes Oz on me for a second.
Well, it's Jade being too arrogant.
Totally. 100%.
He's being too arrogant. Yes, he's saying things, and I understand what he's saying, but there's a way to say things. You're talking about a man who had to kill his wife to save his son. You're talking about a man who's seen people's body ripped apart. He's seen his little girl's bodies ripped apart. He's seen everything. Jade just seen his boyfriend and cried. That's all he got a chance to see. Boy has seen a lot more than that, and has buried a lot more people and has done a lot of things. So for him to try to put that out there like he's not doing everything he can, is wrong, and that's why you almost guys asking for it.
Yeah. Jade is the personification of that line from The Big Lebowski. You might be right, Walter, but you're still an asshole. Like, Jade does not have people communication, say the right thing at the right time. We saw it earlier this season with Tabitha. You pointed it out, where it was like he's coming up to Tabitha and trying to get on her right after way too early. Hey, Tabitha, can I come into the house? Hey, baby. He just doesn't know how to talk to people. And this is another example of Jade not being able to read the situation together. And but then Jade kind of says something important here. You can't hold it. How long are you going to be able to hold it together with grit and good intention? Eventually, you will lose this whole town. And he knows that internally. His memories know that eventually the town will go. You can't. And Boyd
should have led with that. That's what you lead with.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
You don't get strangled and all of a sudden then say it. That's what you lead with. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Boyd, I know your intentions are really good, but you're not going to be able to hold this together with grit and everything. You lead with that. You should have led with that, and that would have been
100%. And he's just he lacks some social cues in that way. I went to look for answers. I found them. Jade says, this is our shot. We got to do it as Kenny comes in, and Kenny and Boyd head outside. Kenny asks what's going on, and him and Boyd head outside. He catches Kenny up with the bones. This was a great scene between Kenny Boyd. Kenny asks him what he thinks, and Boyd tells him about the reincarnations and the bones and all that stuff. And Kenny's like, oh, what do you think about this crazy shit? And Boyd says, obviously, if I didn't have worms in me and I didn't find magic rocks that protect me from monsters, I might not believe this, but now I'm not too sure. That's fucking great, Tony. You know, that's logical, real thinking about how someone that thinks like Boyd is established would think about that. And what we always say, like, you can't believe things right off. And I think it explains it, because even if we were in a weird situation and you've seen some weird shit and I've seen some weird shit in my life, if you're telling me some crazy shit at first, I'm going to be like, really, dude? Like, you get to take into account no matter what I've actually seen in my life. So you actually got to see him sort of rationalize. I don't know. I like that. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, and he said, I wouldn't believe it, but after I've seen some shit here, who am I not to believe it? But I need a little bit more before I risk people's lives. And I think in the end, it'll be the downfall of them all. It'll be the downfall of Jade, this whole thing. This will be the end of Jade.
Yeah, I'm with you. And that's what I was saying earlier, too. I think Jade, Tabitha makes it, Jade does not. Tabitha breaks the cycle. Jade has a heel turn of some sort and needs to be stopped, or kills himself and goes back and forth. But we will see about that. Boyd apologizes for not updating Kenny yet, which was kind of a fun, kind of a cool bonding. And Kenny's like, no worries, dude. This place is pretty crazy. Remember back in the good days when like there was just nightmare creatures outside and talismans worked good? And Boyd's like, yeah, sure, Kenny. He's like, I don't know, man. I remember back in the good days when people were just eating my mom and dad. No. And then he shows them the pictures of Victor's mom being eaten. And then right on cue, we hear this, what the hell is Victor doing up there? And we cut to Boyd and Kenny on the roof with, this ended up being a little bit much to do about nothing, almost like trailer fodder. Like Victor just hanging out on the roof. That, like, it was like again, Cheers, like the Frasier episode when he was like on the, like, I never intend to jump, I'm just up here for show. Like what was the real point of Victor being on the roof?
No, it was just to get him to draw the picture. They needed a way to get him to draw that picture and have a reason to draw that picture. And I think all this just leads to that picture and him drawing that picture with there. I don't think there's going to be anything in the car. I don't think there's anything that they're going to find in the car that's going to make them. What can they find? Some ID in the car? No. That's not going to help. I mean, if you find ID, okay, so what? What else is going to, what can they find in that car that could really help them identify the man in yellow? There's nothing in that car that's going to help them identify the man in yellow. The only thing that can help them is Julie goes back to that, uses that picture as a bookmark, and she goes back and she sees it physically. And like I said, the man in yellow said he's seen him multiple times. So we got to stop running into each other like this, right? So she's gonna have to see him again. Besides that other time, and this is probably one of those times.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Originally, I thought maybe the car was stuff, but you're definitely selling me on the car probably not being as big of a deal. But I do think, again, just for this situation, just to reiterate what I said a second ago, I think they just had it for show. It was a decent scene with them, but they could have had that scene in Victor's room as easily on the roof. But they just wanted you to, like in the preview, to make it seem like Victor was going to kill himself or do something. But really, he does say a couple of interesting things. He says this may be the first mention that we have of some of the middle period of time that we haven't heard before, where he talks about, we'll grab the phone lines in a second, 262. Give me 1 second. About when the person that jumped off the roof and landed on the ground, couldn't handle the place and jumped off the roof. We don't know in what cycle that was. That could have been in some of the gray area time that we haven't heard about yet. That some other person was there and killed themselves by jumping off the roof. But anyways, so they head off and we'll follow up on them in a second. Then we get Sarah and Julie. Sarah's doing something nice for Sophia. She's painting her room. Tony got into that earlier with the colors, and make sure you watch his video to get into that a little bit more. I joked in my notes, what color is it going to be? Yellow? Dun-dun-dun. I think a fresh coat of paint makes everything better. She says Nathan said that and it was awesome. Julie says she's sorry. And remind me, this is the first time I remember in a long time, or I couldn't remember if Julie and Sarah shared many scenes before. Is this the first real?
I think they have once before, but no, not many. I think one time they shared a scene together.
Yeah, it seemed exotic to have these two characters together for some reason. Like it felt like, whoa, have these two characters talked before? Like, why is Julie showing up here? It was interesting to me and it makes sense though, because Julie's been touched by this place now, so she can relate more. I think maybe the only time we saw her is when when Sarah was fucking with Ethan, like Julie gave her like a "fuck you, Sarah" kind of vibe maybe during that situation, but maybe I'm misremembering. But
It
yeah,
turns out that Julie is besides Boyd, I would say Julie is the second most important character in the show.
dude, it's weird. It's you wouldn't have thought that when the series started, but it's true. And I think she's definitely super, and she's more important than Jade ultimately in the end, I think. And she's more important than Kenny. She's more important. When the series started, you would have thought Christy would be more important than Julie, and she's not.
No, she's not. Julie is like the second most important character in this show.
Let's take a quick phone call because this person's been calling in. Area code 262. Welcome to the show. Turn your radio down in the background. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your question?
My name is Leisha. I had a question about the medical and manifestation.
Please go for it.
So hi, how are you guys doing today?
We're doing wonderful.
Doing good. Thank you.
Sorry, I was about to recalibrate because I turned the volume down and then I'm like, am I on hold or
right, you don't know if
I
I was like a call screener that was like, excuse me, what do you want to talk to Tony and Phil about? Let us know. Like you didn't know what the shit was going on. I get you. I just wanted to make sure I got your phone call in, and then we'll get back to the recap in a second. So please, what is your question about the medical stuff?
Are you guys okay with speaking now, or do you want me to call back after?
No, you can speak right now. It's fine.
You're hearing that. You have to sit there in silence until we're done with the recap, and we'll keep you connected on the phone. But no, yes, please.
Well, okay. So the interesting thing is without a pulse, my background, I went to medical school in neuroscience, and there is a such thing as you can have a pulseless VT, ventricular tachycardia. And you do you use epinephrine and you basically do CPR to you're not considered dead if you don't have a pulse, is what I was saying. But I was thinking that was interesting that they use the time limit of 6 minutes. And I've had a Sunday fun day, so I'm buzzed too, just to let you guys know.
Okay, so you're not saving anyone's life tonight. Yeah.
No. I'm off. I'm enjoying my.
But we're
Sunday.
still going to refer to you as expert testimony here. So we have expert testimony right now. So keep going, please.
So the 6 minutes is very interesting because usually you're pretty much fine 4 minutes in, and usually 6 minutes is when your neurons start to degenerate, and it's interesting that they use 6 minutes. But I do agree with what you were saying, Phil, earlier, and that's why I wanted to call in earlier. I think manifestation is a big thing, and even if you can manifest nightmares, then you can definitely manifest like the Golem, for example. Yeah. And I remember it was your guys' chat that I thought I was thinking of it, and I remember mentioning it because I was rewatching Supernatural, because that's another show I rewatched with my mother, and they had the Golem in that episode, and I was like, oh my god, she's building a Golem. So I was thinking that's how I think it's possible. The question I had, I guess I'm going too fast.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. You're welcome. What's your question?
Okay, so my question is, so first of all, do you think she died?
Do I think that Donna died?
I mean, it depends what you mean with definition of death, right? So, what do you consider dying? Is it that people who have died, who they've been pronounced dead, and put in body bags and woke up alive in body bags, right? Are you saying dead like that, or dead that her heart stopped and she lost all brain function and then came back to life? What it all depends what definition of actually passing away you mean here.
Yeah, it makes me think. Someone said it in the live chat too, like the movie Flatliners. Did she just dip out for a second? And I also question if in this town with the equipment that they have, if they're getting absolute accurate readings. Do I trust Marielle? Maybe Marielle's on the sauce again. No, I'm such an asshole. Who knows? I'm not sure if I trust Marielle, but whatever. So I personally, I think she was dead, but we'll have to see. I mentioned what I thought earlier. I think she died and Boyd manifest brought her back is my, and I might live to have that one wrong. I might be the chip on that one, but it seemed like that's what happened.
Yeah, I don't see no
Well, and
man.
Tony earlier, he was saying like, well, if he knew that, he would have brought Abby back, for example. But I actually disagree. Like, I think like sometimes when you, I hate comparing, or I don't hate it, but I do compare it to Lost, even though they're two different episodes.
I try not
And
to.
and there are differences, but there's also similarities in the sense that the whole, like, and a lot of the one commonality is they try to bring in different literatures, different scientific theories, different religions, and one common theme that I think they've found throughout different religions is that you can manifest if you really truly believe in something. And you have to be at a certain point. Maybe you don't think you can be at that point of desperation or this or that, where you can like wield something to be true. For example, like if everyone that died, not all their nightmares are coming true. So I feel like you have to be at a certain point for the nightmares to exist, right? Because then we don't know how many monsters there are. But I don't think it's like every single person that died, their nightmares are coming true.
No, but see, I don't think it's a magical place. That's just, I think it's someone who has scanned people's brains and they've taken the ones that they wanted to use and manifested it in this place. I don't think that everyone who ever had a nightmare in this place, it automatically comes true. I think it's certain people. Sarah's brother was because it's connected to Sarah. I believe that Sarah is Eloise. And I think that's why his nightmares came true in this situation. Tabitha with the dolls, it's because it was Tabitha's nightmare. I don't think it's just anyone who comes through the door. Now, as for the Boyd situation, I just don't see it. I don't see that Boyd willed it to happen. I don't see them going that route.
What I'm trying to, I agree. So when we spoke in the past, like I've always tried to like bridge the science with what is happening, right? And I know your stance of what, and of like, okay, fine, this is where it's going to lead to. But I also don't think that energy or manifestation of like I don't consider that magic.
Yeah,
I don't think like. I think when the soul's like, there has to be some sort of like when you're alive, like your entire brain is not a closed circuit. It's all electricity between the neurons, right? And if I'm not saying that when you die that there's a reason that maybe the electricity stays together. I think it disperses and that energy cannot be destroyed. But I don't know.
I actually have a book that's coming out next week that talks all about this whole brain energy and everything else. And so
yeah,
next week,
and definitely make sure and call her. Make sure you call in the future. But I honestly, because we get so far down this road, I think one of the reasons why you think this, and this is me too, that I don't want to get too far down the Lost road, but Lost, one of the big things that Lost sort of trends towards the end is that balance of what you're talking about, Tony, that science and magic aren't far off, and that sometimes that everything that seems like magic isn't necessarily, some of it is science. And I think that's a big part of like faith versus science on Lost. And I think some of that theme vibe is here too. And when I'm saying that Boyd manifested, I'm not saying it was he magically wished upon a soul and made a wish, and on that day that wish was granted. I do think there's some scientific elements of energy manifestation transformation going on there within this place. Like when you're in Toontown, you have Toontown powers. And there was some ability that he had in there that is somehow science-based, not necessarily magic. But again, I'm taking it too far down the road. I have to really think about this. But caller.
Well, no, but because if you think about it, like the monsters, for example, like there has to be like there has to be rules that are like, okay, why is this nightmare? They made it canon by saying like, or confirmed it by the dolls. Like it was someone's nightmare. Cicadas was someone's nightmare and it manifested. So that is a rule, or that is true in this show, right? So
it doesn't mean for everybody. I mean, we're going by two things, right? So Tabitha is saying that guy was afraid of them, and then when he died, then that's when they came back. I think it was Tabitha was upset, and that's why they came back. Little Tabitha was mad that those dolls got thrown in the water, and that's why they came back more than it was his nightmare. The Sarah's brother in the Cicadia situation, I think, is totally different. I just think that they knew that about him, and they manifested.
We will talk to you soon. Sorry.
And they manifested those things with him. I just don't think that in the end, that's what it appears to be. That's what they're trying to make you understand it to be. But in the end, I just think they're picking and choosing. I mean, that's the only way I could see it. It's not going to be everybody who has a nightmare. All of a sudden, it comes to light, and everyone else has to deal with it. If that was the case, there would be 1,000 things in this town for all the people, because everyone's had a nightmare. It will be 1,000 things running around this town right now doing stuff, but that is not the case.
Yeah, no, I agree with you about the picking and choosing. So Boyd and Kenny get more info about the Yellow Man. He was alone. He was in a funny suit. He was a nice guy. He was in a big brown car. They took that car to the woods. Show me which one, and he eventually draws the picture that we get into. And I also think Kenny is looking through Victor's pictures as Boyd's trying to get info from Victor. It shows the relationship between the two of them. As Donna knocks on the door, she comes in, says she needs to tell him something, come to the shed. Ethan heads to talk to Victor as Kenny and Boyd and Tabitha and Donna head into the shed, and we see dead. Thank you for saying it in the episode, guys, because I would have just called him Red Shirt Roger. And Donna's like, how do I tell you this? But we got attacked by giant dolls. Great line read by Liz. Tabitha used a stick to kill one of them. Roger was killed beforehand, and he was stitched up to look like a doll. And I need a drink. I just thought this was one of the most hilarious episodes of the entire series, Tony. I just thought
they were snapping at each other. They were throwing one-liners out there the whole time.
Yeah, if you would put a laugh track in this episode, it would have been funny in a bunch of situations. Speaking of funny, everyone's favorite relationship, Ellis and Fatima, and the big giant golem sitting in the middle of the room, which
this golem, why she got to have its neck to the side?
It looks comical.
Why can't just have his neck straight up? Why did motherfucking neck cramp to the side? The golem is all fucked up here. He looks like he's got scoliosis. The golem's got a fat ass. Why would you have a golem with a fat ass here? I don't understand why she was building it this way. I just don't see it. I don't understand where it went. Why it went that way with it. Like she went somewhere else with the golem.
Stop, man! You're gonna crack me up about this golem. This thing looks stupid. I applaud production, because production does amazing jobs. Dale in the wall was incredible. Acosta's butt, look at it behind Tony, it looks great. No, but
don't do that.
I'm sorry. Everything looks really awesome, and I think they've done a great job. But when certain things don't look quite as good, I'm going to call it out. When Smiley was reborn and he takes off the giant condom like the Naked Gun movie that Priscilla Presley and Leslie Nielsen were wearing when they had sex with the full body condoms, that's what Smiley looked like he took a lot off. And in this situation, the big giant golem looked kind of comical to me.
Yeah, the golem looked whack. But I did say if Sophia got around it, she would take control of it. And if she gets around it, she's going to take control of it. It's just, I just think you would learn. You need. That's why you need Bata. See, Bata need to be there, because Bata told Tilly straight up, "Do you really think in a place like this we need to have those goddamn tarot cards?" And I think she had to tell Fatima the same thing. Shorty, do you really think in a place like this we need a motherfucking mud golem up in here? Is that what we need at this particular time inside this house? You really think that's a good idea? Like, go build that shit outside somewhere.
Or on the bottom floor, at least. Like, what about the people below? Like, isn't that mud dripping into the downstairs? Like, that's a lot of mud. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight right up there. And I don't know. And, I want to say something, because someone messaged me privately about the Tilly situation. Like, oh, they no one's mentioned Tilly. There was one mention, and people probably talked about this month ago now, but I was rewatching the earlier parts of the season. Kenny mentions her for a second at the beginning of the season when they're talking.
And so does Boyd. He tells Elgin, "I'm gonna tell people you killed Tilly."
Right. And about the 47 people, Tanny says, when I was interviewing people about the Tilly situation, blah, blah, XYZ. So she was mentioned twice this season. It seems like they did yada yada her death, but they didn't ignore it. So people that think that she was never mentioned or anything, she's mentioned twice. I don't blame you guys for missing it, because it's like blink and you miss it moments where Boyd says it for a second to
people think I'm not playing. The Golem's got a fat ass. That Golem went to prison and be in trouble. All right, it's something going on with this Golem. If I come up there and see Randall holding the Golem down, that's a problem. You know, it's gonna be a problem in there and stuff. It's gonna be a disaster. Either way, there's no way it turns out good for me to see. If the Golem came alive and started fighting the creatures, that would be stupid to me. Like because I could see the way they made it look. It wouldn't look good. The CGI wouldn't be good enough. It would look terrible. It'd take me out of it. I'd laugh the whole time. And if the Golem comes alive and starts killing people in there, it's gonna make me laugh and do all that. So
have you ever seen trauma films like The Toxic Avenger or something? It would look like that.
Yeah.
It would look like
Peter Dinklage talking around the new one or the old one.
Oh, like the old ones, like the old trauma films where it's just like guy in a rubber suit, like two guys in a rubber suit.
It's not going to work. They don't have the budget to pull something off like that. That's true. They should have just stuck to their budget. I just don't like it. I just don't like it.
I'm not a fan of the Gollum storyline and just Ellis and Fatima's whole situation for the most part since season 1 stuff. It wasn't my favorite stuff. Okay, so and like we said, anyone calling, we will be opening the phone lines in a little bit.
A little bit. We just got it's a podcast. We got to get through this part. That's all.
Victor is drawing the yellow man. Ethan comes in. He's like, "Oh, Victor, why'd you get so scared and get pee-pee pants?" And Victor said, "I don't want to talk about it. I told my dad, and it was bad, and I don't want to tell you."
Ethan should have stuck his tongue at him, because that's the way the conversation was going.
Why?
They were just sitting there. No, I ain't gonna tell you either. And then like they're like I don't know, friends, brothers, they're like little kids, but it just shows you how young Ethan is, no matter how old the actor is starting to look. That he's still a little kid, and I like the fact that he's still
they played up the little kid, and then even though he did the tongue out thing, he still was like, "I'll tell you anyway." And then Ethan can't keep his little mouth shut, and he doesn't look as old as the boy in white. They're doing good.
The boy in white's got a mustache bigger than Billy D. Williams.
The boy in white is gonna go find that Gollum because he's going in puberty, and he's gonna go like use it and stuff like that. Like the boy in white's voice is like that voice changer thing that I was doing earlier. Like the boy in white has problems with that voice. The boy in white's like, "Hi, I'm the boy in white. I used to be a boy, but now I'm a man in white."
his name might as well be called the boy in Barry White, because that's how he fucking sounds when he talks and shit.
Seriously, he's got that Isaac Hayes Barry White play. "Hey, what's going on there? Hey, children." Like, what the fuck? It's horrible. Okay, so where are we? Oh yeah, Ethan can't keep his goddamn mouth shut about the giant dolls, and my mom killed one. And then, well, your mom's pretty tough. My mom's pretty tough too, because they're like the same person, really, but I don't know that yet. She always smiled and like pretended things were good, so it wouldn't scare us. I don't think my dad is that strong. Cut to Sophia walking past Henry, drinking and getting shit-faced in the office.
Yeah.
And she says, she fakes and sees the boy. We already kind of talked about the scene. Oh, by the way, what's your name? Is your name Henry? You seem troubled. God, I love this actress and I love this character. And she looks at the yellow outfit. And I also like, this is something I've heard talked about a lot. And she's got a theme song that plays every time like she does something creepy. I can't even hum it. It's almost like the Freddy song for a second. It's like ding 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 ding.
Yeah, ding. I wish we had John Delavento on, because he'd play it right off the bat for us the whole thing.
You know what I mean? Like, the song I'm talking about. Like every time she does something creepy, like that, this little refrain comes in, like her little theme, and I fucking love it. It's like just a little like. But it's not conga drums. I just had to play an instrument to simulate the situation. But it's really fucking cool. So she follows him to the bar. You again. And she asks, why is there a bar and a gas station? Henry says, why is there a gas station in a place where you can't leave? I need some booze. And she asks him, who made the booze? The guy's dead and I'm drinking it all. Hey, you want a drink? 15-year-old? Hey, have a sip. And no, he does ask how old she is. And she's like, well, I'm 275 years old. Fuck you. Give me booze. I'm old enough to know to have a dad that died, but still, Henry, you shouldn't be feeding a 15-year-old.
That's the Epstein Island line.
Yeah,
You're just trying to say anything that justifies it. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That's how old are you? Old enough to pee? Well, old enough for me. Yeah, that's one of those lines. A disgusting line that Henry just used right there. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I guess in different countries there's a different age drinking range, so maybe you can go with that. You know what I mean and stuff. But it was definitely some bullshit on that.
Tony, don't take him off the hook with the other country thing. We're not in other countries. We're watching from here. And in any situation, when you ask that question, you inherently know you should not give this person booze. And he got shit faced. He didn't just give her one drink. It's okay. It's one thing if. I remember when when my granddad died, one of my mother's friends gave me a sip, like drink, take a sip, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
On her, like whatever. He got shit faced. They downed a bottle and then he let her grab the second bottle. Like he went to shit house with her.
His intentions were bad, I think, at that particular time. I think his intentions started turning. You know what I mean? The more he drank and stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking we'll see here.
The more he drank, I think his intentions were getting going somewhere else.
I don't know. It was relatively creepy. As she grabs the glass, he asks how old. She says, old enough to flee, old enough to no, old enough to bury my dad and grieve. Henry, you creepy son of a bitch. And off to Tabitha and Donna drinking some more. Just Tony and I weren't making this up. This is the drinking episode. As he's telling Boyd and Kenny the story from last episode. Tabitha's telling the story. They're telling the story. Boyd, you're saying, I love this line. Again, comedy gold, Tony. But Boyd, so what you're saying, wait, what are you saying? Like about the whole situation? It's just so well played. Again,
mm-hmm.
Harold hasn't had many opportunities.
And he just happened to have this body on the wires. Just happened on top of the wires that they need. It just happens to be there. Where those wires just happen to be laying there.
Dude, it's just happened to be. They're just hanging there. So Donna freaks out and says, she turns into Polly Walnuts for a second here. How much more betrayal can we take here? We've got literal fucking nightmares walking out there. I need a fucking splash of water. I need to go over here. And she walks out the room and she falls down. Boyd goes into save mode. Tries to save her. Tabitha steps up too, but Donna has no pulse. Off to Christy and Marielle working on red shirt Patty from last week, who's in a lot of pain. I don't care, Patty. You're going to fuck shit up. Patty, deal with it. Deal with it, Patty. And Patty that got burnt. Kenny comes in. We actually see Kenny and Christy talking again for a second, which is, God, fucking help me if we could develop their relationship more, but whatever. And then he says Donna had a heart attack. They get there. She's had no pulse for 5 to 7 minutes. Christy gets to work. Clear, zap, compressions, no pulse. They keep working on her. Zap, clear, compressions, no pulse. Christy gives up and Boyd says, hit her again. And then he turns to dead Donna and gives compressions over and over again. And Christy says, it's not going to work. He says, you don't die till I say you die. Open your fucking eyes. I said, don't die. And she makes a sound and they work on her and they need the monitor for power. And to Tony's point, they're like, oh yeah, we get the monitor out there. We get those wires from the radio situation. They'll work right now. I'll go get them. And Boyd comes downstairs to look for the radio wires to set up and then we almost get a comedy scene with Donna as a heart attack because she survived at this point. So it's like the drama's over with Jade working on the Rubik's Cube with Acosta there, where he's like, where's the wires? What goddamn wires? And it turns into like a Laurel and Hardy sketch where it's like, Jade, where's the fucking wires? And then they have the body with Roger's face, and it's supposed to be scary, but I don't know about you, Tony. I was laughing, and I think it was intentional.
Again, it's showing that there's stuff there from the 80s. It's a time period that they for some reason no one talks about. They only talk about the 70s, and they disregard it and make you think that Victor was there the whole time by himself throughout the age, but that's not the case. They never bring up any of those people from that period of time. They never say what happened to the people, what wiped out all those people. How come Victor never says, you see what happened in the 70s massacre? What happened to the people in the 80s before these people got here? Well, how'd those people go out? How come they never talk about that? How come Victor doesn't have pictures about those situations? So they need to bring that up and everything else and all that.
Tonight might have been the first time we got any reference to the dude that jumped off the roof, but that might have been the first reference to somebody not in the 70s timeline in the 80s. But I'm having to headcanon that and like project that because Victor didn't say that. I'm just assuming that was outside of the massacre. That might have been later on that someone that jumped off, but we don't even know that for a fact. And it is
that Dixie Ryan is saying that Henry's singing R. Kelly, saying, "My mind's telling me no.
I want
your body. Your body is telling me yes." That's what Henry was going on. That's going Henry right up in that piece right there.
Damn, Tony. Yeah, he wants to pee on him. Pee on her. Okay, so boy comes downstairs looking for the radio wires. We get a comic moment. Ethan and Victor come out. Ethan asks, "What's up?" And Tabitha says, "I thought you were outside." Mother of the year.
Did you say, "Give me some of that doo-doo. Give me some of that pee-pee." You drinking on the Patron. I'll turn your face to a throne.
Sorry. I love it, dude. That's fucking awesome. You're falling in the trap of my show now. That's turned into okay, so Ethan, you're doing too many shows with me. So Ethan and Victor come out. Ethan asks, "What's up?" Tabitha says, "Wait, Ethan, I thought you were outside." Tabitha's the fucking mother of the year. She doesn't know where her fucking son is ever. So Ethan's like, she just doesn't know Tony. She's like, "Oh,
I thought you were here." I think
wait,
it's all over the place.
Wait, Ethan, I'm sorry. Mother of the fucking year. Ethan is like, "What happened to Donna? Did she fall down? Did she die? Or did she have the heart attack because of the dolls?" Tabitha says, "Sometimes things just happen. We get like a situation." We get a special,
We have 320 something people here and only 172 likes. Come on, man. Let's get them likes up. We get to 280 likes. I will give some memberships to all y'all. Let's get 280. Come on.
Please keep doing it, everyone on both channels, and make sure if you're on the Issues program, you subscribe to Teflon TV and the other way around as well. Ethan wants to see her. Ethan says, "Everyone dies here. Please let me say goodbye." So back in the room, they get the machine running and her vitals, which are stable. "I can't do this all on my own." She's not awake because they don't know how long she was out, like how much damage she might have had to the brain with no oxygen. Kenny enters and asks if Ethan can come in and say hi. And Christy's like, "Yeah, just for a second." Ethan comes in and says, "I won't forget you. I won't forget what you said. And that fear is what makes us heroes. And I will be brave. And I love you, Donna." They really were selling us hard that Donna wasn't waking up here.
Yeah.
Selling us hard on this.
I will say that the only thing good about that is that they didn't sell it for 3 fucking episodes. No, if you're gonna do it, get it over with. If she's gonna come back, let's get it back. Like, I don't want to be here waiting for 3 episodes. I mean, I watched soaps. I watched this one soap, Beyond the Gate, and they have this one girl who's mourning for like fucking 5 episodes. It's like 1 episode was enough, but 4 or 5 episodes seeing her crying over the same shit, I don't want that. And I don't need this. If Donna was gonna go, let her go. If not, she's gonna come back, let her come back. So I'm just glad they let her come back.
Yeah, I'm with that as well. As much as I love The Sopranos, we didn't need 2 episodes of Kevin Finnery. One of them would have been fine. For those that know. So okay, so we get to Sophia getting drunk with Henry. They talk about how the booze is trash. We get a nice giggle by Sophia, who's like, "This booze is trash. We don't have any mixers. We'll just get a second bottle." So again, if you're getting drunk with a weird, like Henry is he's a really bad drunk, and I mean bad drunk, like he's not aware. He's so focused on his own shit. He's not realized how goddamn suspicious this Sophia is. Like, this is theoretically a 15-year-old person here that is like, "Here, can I have a sip of alcohol?" That's supposed to be this religious person. And she's matching an alcoholic drink for drink. And then she's like, "I'm going to get the second bottle." I don't care how drunk I am in that moment. I'd be like, weird. Like, is this?
No, listen,
Is this
If I'm in there, I would never be in this situation. But I'm in From Town. The Don is up in here, and this girl comes up in here, who's this church girl, and I'm drinking with her. The first thing I would say is, "Damn, you can handle your liquor."
Yeah,
Like,
seriously,
that
right?
would come out of my mouth. Like I would say that whole situation, like you can handle your shit, because I've said that to grown women who can handle that shit, But someone who's supposed to be this church girl in this non-flattering dress that they make her wear, it's just I would just be like, oh my God, you can handle shit. Julie B, come on back, man. Hope you feel better and everything else and all that good stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously none of us would really do this in real life, but put ourselves in Henry's position for a second here.
Yeah.
I would have bells going off.
With the quickness. Would he be in there drinking with Ethan like that?
It's sketchy.
If you're sitting in there drinking with Ethan like that, and Ethan's done take down the whole bottle, it's like, let's get the next. I would say, wait a second, bro.
Yeah, dude, wait.
What's in your fucking lip?
Are you Baby Herman? Yeah, you'd be like, are you Baby Herman? Or like what's going on here? Like, you're not really a Ethan. Like, what the fuck's going on? So Henry says she goes for another bottle. She sees the broken glass, makes note of it, grabs the extra bottle, and she's great. It's almost like, again, the man in yellow was having fun with Henry, like hanging out too. Like there was like a sense of realism to the fun she was having, just getting drunk with this pathetic drunk. She asks Henry about why he's staring at the suit. The man who wore the suit did horrible things to my family. And fucking A, let's give him a round of applause. We get a 2-second goddamn mention of his daughter. He actually mentioned his goddamn daughter.
He did. Jesus Christ, he finally did.
Fun second. He goes, yep, my daughter was here 40 years ago. Doesn't say she's dead or anything, just mentions her. Hopes the man who wore it is rotting in hell. And on that line, Sophia gives a fun little smile and she says, well, let's drink to your family. And he says, to your dad too, to your family too. Yeah, to my dead dad. Again, I don't care how drunk I am, Tony. If someone's smiling like that at me, I'm like, is she insane? Like, yeah. She was like, she's basically calling her shot. She's like, see that? I'm going left and I'm going to score on you right now. And
I just think Henry thought he was getting some butt. I think that was the way Henry was going.
Creepy fucking dude.
He's a creepy old man, Henry.
That was the first time I saw him be creepy. And then she goes around to go look for a mixer and she cuts her finger. And he goes, oh, let me help you. I'll get a rag. I'll get a dirty rag to clean that. And while we're drunk and not take you to the doctor. And she drops not just a drop of blood. She drops like a good amount of blood into that.
Yeah, they did a big glob of food coloring. You could see that thing fill up in there.
Yeah. And next scene is Bacta getting food for Colony House. She tells Randall what happened to Donna. And Randall is a good guy. He's Captain America. He's helping. So we go off to Sarah and Julie painting, and we're literally, for people, this is for the folks that didn't like this episode, we're literally watching paint dry here, folks. Watch for that line. Watch for so many people making that comment in this week's episode. Guys, this episode was so boring. We literally watched paint dry. Well, fuck you. Great scene. As we hear about how weird it is to be normal. Great stuff. This is stuff that makes you care about characters that die. Sarah talks about how she missed gummy candies. Sarah missed donuts. And the one thing I don't buy about this entire series is I don't believe that Sarah forgot donuts. Something's up with those donuts. She seemed creepy and weird. She's like, oh, I totally.
But she did bring up gummy worms, which is a fun fact, because when they did the promo after the season, when Boyd got the worms in him, and they were giving out in the promo page. They wouldn't give me one. I called it. I tried to get one. I sent it. But they were giving out Victor's lunch pails to fans, and inside the lunch pails were gummy worms.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I just don't believe that she doesn't believe that she doesn't remember donuts. But no, I agree. And then Julie tells a story about, I wish I got those gummy worms too, Tony. That's awesome. She tells
I didn't give a fuck about that. I just wanted the lunch pail.
Oh, I'm thinking about all the gummy worms. You're see that shows you're more.
Wait a second. We have a crisis. We got to pull on our head. Roy Moore, Tony and Phil, I need your advice. My
advice to you is keep your shirt off at all times. Look at you, dude.
Who's it? Yeah. Wait a second here.
Is that ravishing Rick Rude?
What is this guy doing on here? Why do we even highlight his fucking picture? What is
you did it? Why? That's ravishing Rick Rude there.
No, we don't. You don't need no advice from us, motherfucker.
You mean
Fuck you talking
how
about?
can you make your abs ripple more, dude? Is that what you want us to advise? You put some oil on it; it will look pretty. Like,
You diddy that bitch. That's what you do.
yeah, you spray some baby oil all over your abs; they'll look awesome, dude. You'll have a situation. You look like the situation there, dude. Creepers, man. I got to do some sit-ups. Okay, so anyways, Sarah and Julie are painting. They're watching paint dry as they talk about how weird it is to be normal. Daddy donut trips when she no more of that. She got to hang with her friends. I can relate to that too. You know, those times where you spend time with your parent doing something, then you decide to hang out with your friends. Then when your mom's gone, you're like, I miss those times. I thought it was a good moment, good scene, good situation. Okay, Sarah asks, how do you understand what I went through? And Julie says, something convinced me I could still help my dad, like I could save him. And she says it more like a question. I can't do that, can I, Sarah? And Sarah hugs her and she says, I'm sorry this all happened to you. And that's it. But it was just a good character scene for both characters.
Yeah, but it's juxtaposed by Victor with the drawing. And that's why they were doing it over there.
Yeah, I like that scene. To everyone waiting for a word on Donna, Ellis and Boyd have a scene together, which is exotic because they never talk, and they're related. They both came to the same conclusion about Fatima. She needs that dirt right now, weird or not, and that's it. There's nothing more to talk about with these father and son. They have a complex relationship that he shot his mother and all this sort of stuff. They don't do anything really with that relationship with, I think Ellis does some cool stuff on his own. And Boyd obviously is amazing on his own. But when they're together, they don't have the best father-son chemistry. They just don't pull it off on screen. Or the writing doesn't disavows them a little bit. I don't know how you feel about it, Tony, but I feel like they should do more for Ellis and Boyd's relationship. But
I mean, I think Ellis is dead. I think he's dead man walking. So I don't think it makes any sense.
Too
Either
late.
him or Kenny dies this season. And it's all going to come down to this plan that they come up with. And out of that plan, it's not going to go right. And I think a lot of people may die. But as for the main cast, it's going to be at least one of those two.
I'm starting to have a fear at this point that if we don't get a main cast member gone by the end of the season, I hate to be bloodthirsty, but I'll be slightly disappointed.
I will be disappointed. There's no doubt about it. If they don't get somebody going,
they need to, and they're missing opportunity. Excuse me, they're missing good opportunities to take out these characters. 2 episodes was a great opportunity to kill Ellis instead of
have them close the door on somebody else while they're getting killed and say, "Y'all have fun in there. I'm going."
Or instead of Reggie or whatever that dude's name was, the red shirt guy that died at the settlement, have that have happened to Ellis instead, and he dies, and he's like Caroline doll and like the Night Before Christmas doll, like whatever. But kill somebody. So I don't know if it's my imagination or is Christy now walking after 2 days of having like a hole in her foot. Like she had the crutch for a little while, but in this episode, she's just walking around on her own.
Yeah, finally, it's about time. It's about time she's able to do it.
So people do heal quickly here. Boyd says to Donna, you can cut the shit now. This is a great monologue. You can cut the shit and open your eyes. I want you to listen to me. I can't do this without you, so you better wake the hell up. We got shit to do. Not saying goodbye to you. Fuck that. And Ghost Cautry pops up. Well, what if she doesn't wake up? Fuck you. What kind of question is that? It's a logical question. You're an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And Bachton Randall cooking as Elgin is forced into help. He's happy. They both relate to having cigars. Nothing more to talk about there. And this is sort of our final scene of the episode. Boyd and Father Cautry talk about Abby wanting to shoot Father Cautry. Dale and Donna in the bunker. The first time they met, Donna said, if you snore, they'll find us. We bumped heads at the beginning. She did not like me. Father Cautry asked what changed. We got to know each other. Anyways, Donna wakes up and Boyd comes out, says she's awake, tells everyone happy feelings. Then we get to Henry, who patches up the drink. He says he takes a sip of the new Bloody Mary. I know it's a stupid joke, but whatever. I saved myself from when Victor was on the roof earlier saying he got up there because his dad's leaving on a jet plane. Leaving. He's about to jump off like a jet plane. I didn't say it, but I guess
it was good. It was good though. It was good.
Thank you. And right here, Henry's drinking a Bloody Mary. Ha ha ha. It's horrible. It's a bad joke. But he's drinking a Bloody Mary. And as Tony said earlier,
Bloody Sophia. Let's just call it Bloody Sophia.
that's better. That's better. Thank you for fixing my joke. So he's drinking a Bloody Sophia, and he has this one has a lot of kick to it. It has a little extra blood in it. And she says, none of this seems real. Have you ever wondered if this is just a dream? And Henry seems to be drinking the blood Kool-Aid, and he gets a look on his face like, maybe it is a dream. Huh? I don't know. Henry, idiot. Okay, so
this is definitely a red winger. You can look at him and tell.
He's not.
There's no doubt about it. Henry's a red winger. You can look at him and tell.
Henry's not the smartest chap on the tree. Smartest, brightest bulb on the tree. I mean, Cautry says it's great news about Donna, but poor Roger. Who cares about Roger, Cautry? Boyd is like, fuck you. Give me a second to celebrate. One victory of Dawn. Let's take the victory of Donner surviving. Take as much time as you need. I'm sure it's fine, Boyd. Not like we have dolls that are murdering people and death everywhere. Boyd asked about the nightmare creatures and about the nightmares coming alive thing. This is a weird conversation where this thing does not seem like Boyd's mind. I know you think it's the boy in white, whether it's another entity or different things like that. It does seem to be a entity with its own thought patterns having here. It isn't just a vision he's talking to. He's actually talking to something that has its own belief structure. It could very well be a manifestation of the boy in white. You might be onto something there. It's very Jacob in Lost, or the man in white, the man in black in Lost, with becoming different forms in different situations. The man in black, which was the villain in Lost, used to turn into people's loved ones that died on the island. It could take the form of the thing that died on the island and would take that place and turn into that person. So I could very easily see the boy in white having a similar power where he can turn into different forms of people that die there. But whatever. But so I do think that could very well be the boy in white. I think you might be right about that, Tony. So Boyd says, are the nightmare creatures things a lot? Were nightmares coming alive a thing? He says, I think that could be true. Boyd mentions Martin, the tip of the spear, and asks if the bones are in the tunnels. And Cautry says, I don't know about that. He says, then how the fuck am I supposed to do this? And he says, I do know. The one thing I do know is you're running out of time, which is this to complete the thought of Tony's evidence that this is the boy in white. That's the exact thing that the boy in white said to Tabitha and Henry. I know you're running out of time. In the same exact wording as well, in the what Ghost Cautry said to Boyd here. The only thing I know is that you're running out of time. So that is reiterating something that the boy in white said earlier in the season. So that could sort of be another clue to.
Phil, I'm always right, man. Just go with it, bro. Just go with it. You should know better than anybody. That's just what it is.
51% of the time, Tony. 51% of the time is what we're going for.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Well,
that means always. That means you win. So I know you're running out of time. Talks to Boyd going into the tunnels says you got to go in those tunnels on faith. Boyd says, fuck that. Not with that. He grabs a sledgehammer from the shed, but they focus on the totem sticks for a second. But he grabs the hammer. It's going to be hammer time. He goes over. He goes, you want to fuck with me? You want to test me? Huh? And he starts bashing the wall. You want to fuck with me? Jade hears from the upstairs, but no one else comes down. Just Jade hears this. Comes downstairs. You want to see me go in those fucking tunnels, risk people's lives? Then show me the fucking door. He gets into Hodor for a second. Hodor. Show me the fucking door. Hold the door. Breaks the wall down, and bam, there's the door. Jade says, holy shit. And Boyd says, we're going to need a bigger boat. We're going to need a plan. And that leads into the next episode. Tony, what'd you think of this final scene with Boyd breaking down?
I thought it was predictable. With him coming, we've seen him with the sledgehammer in the trailer, so we knew that was going to happen. You know what I mean? It's just it's typical Harold performance, talking, screaming, and stuff. It's what Harold does, and he does it very well. And anytime he gets a chance to do it, I'm there for it. I give this episode, to me, 7.5. What are you giving it?
I give it a 7. I think the coming off the last episode, it is a breath, but it's in the middle tier. And I want to say everything above a 5 for me is a good episode. I think a 5 would be an absolute average, right in the middle, good episode. I don't go by school grades. A 5 isn't a 50 F. 5 for me is like a good. So I think this is a 7. I think this is a solid 7.
7.5. I give it 7.5. That's right. All right, we're gonna open up the phone lines for y'all people to call in with your theories and everything else. Let's get it popping. We have some time left. I would say a half an hour to go or so. So let's get them things in here. I will be right back. Phil will be here waiting.
I am right here. Tony will be right back. And let me Okay, that's our transition from the recap into something else. Transitional drum solos here. Phil from every angle. It's too many angles. Peekaboo, peekabooey, zooey dooey. Hi, how are you? What's going on up there? Oh, we got our first phone call from after the break. We've got the wonderful We So Brooklyn. Welcome to the show, We So Brooklyn. Area code 917.
Hey, Phil.
Call back in once we're done
How
with this
are
call.
you?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm good. I just wanted to throw out a couple of predictions tonight before the night ends.
Please.
The first one is I think Ethan is going to be the one to die this season.
Ooh.
Tabitha gets it worse. Ethan's going to be the one to die, and I think that because we still haven't identified the guy on the porch who said, "Julie, do you remember me?" And I've always said that's Ethan in one of his cycles. So I think that Ethan's going to die, and I think to replace him, Eloise is going to be behind that wall. She loves to hide and seek in Colony House. Victor couldn't find her. So I think when they take that wall down, they're going to find Eloise there, and that's going to swap out the 46 to the 47.
So you think Eloise is hanging out in the tunnels down there? That's where she's been?
I think Eloise has been all over that. She knows how to get around the same way Victor knows how to get around.
I mean, I guess that would make sense if she's still there, finding different ways to survive and different ways to hide all through the situation. As for Ethan dying, that would be a ballsy move if they went there. It would be probably one of the biggest emotional hits. And do they have the balls to kill a kid like that? We shall see.
Yes. Episode 1, season 1. The little girl at the window.
Oh yeah, fair. They definitely they started this series by murdering a child. You're right. You're right.
And they need something big to go out with on season 5. So what better way to end this season than with Ethan being the one to get it?
Ooh,
and bringing Eloise back. We've been talking about Eloise since season 1, so that would be great.
I'm with you. I like your predictions. Do you have any more?
I am still sticking with the man in yellow. Now that we see that he's able to transform, I feel like Victor's trauma is that his dad was a abusive drunk.
Yeah.
And his mom fled with the kids, and he said he came home and they were gone. His mom took him and his sister and they fled to that town. We never heard that Victor saw a tree and got there.
You know what? You know what? You have amazing powers of perception, but like when it comes to Victor's dad being an abusive drunk, like I wasn't on board with that, but after these last 2 episodes, it's hard to refute that. It's like you can see that with a giant, like you don't need clever analysis to figure out that dude was
when Tabitha got to his house.
I know
he was coming in with a 6-pack of beer.
Tony was talking about that too, about how he
drunk the whole time before he even got to the town. I just don't get a chance to call in a lot to say what I already thought, but this is not something I'm just coming up with.
Oh no, I don't think so too. I just think it's amazing that like even now, like I was defending Henry until these last 2 episodes, but I'm like,
here's even one that's even further off the branch. I think that, and then remember, the town blames him for the family leaving. So there was already some kind of history there that we hadn't really gotten into. I think that because the man in yellow is able to transform into different people, I still feel that Victor's in control of those suitcases. But the man in yellow's photos are back at Victor's house. Victor's dad is aware of how to go in and out of that town. He just didn't go back. He didn't go back for a reason, which is why he felt all that guilt. But trust, that's why he started listening to Tabitha, because she said things that only Miranda would know. So he allowed her. If that episode when they go back in is called Mousetrap for a reason. So yeah, I think that is Victor's trauma. I think that Victor is the one that's the man in yellow that's destroying everybody in town because he went back to get his family. And I think that he's even the one that's in yellow that's eating Tabitha because he was high off of LSD. LSD makes you trip and think crazy things. Other people have literally, it's disgusting to say, but they have cannibalized other people while tripping on LSD. And I think that's what shocked him in that photo. It may even been him, because why is one photo with the man in yellow eating his mom, but then we see Smiley go into the tree after his mom? That confuses me.
We So Brooklyn, I once thought I was an orange and I didn't want anyone to peel me. It's like no one touch me. I don't want to be peeled. So yes, it can do some weird things for sure.
So yeah, I don't know. Those are my theories for right now, but we shall see.
I love them as always. Make sure you call back
100%.
for the end of the season. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, guys. Have a good night.
You too, We So Brooklyn. And area code 917 who called in during that phone call, please call back. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, no, she always comes in dropping the fire and stuff. I appreciate everything she has to say, and I think she makes a lot of things. Henry is acting weird. What if it was Henry? What if something had Henry doing some craziness? We'll see in the end with him and stuff. But Henry is just, he's dead in the end. I don't see him making it 2 episodes. I don't just think he'll last 2 more episodes. So Henry's got to go.
I'm trying
two more appearances. Like you'll see him twice more, I think, and that's it. But I think Victor having to off him is a good thing. I think that when you saying that, I think that's a good theory that Victor has to take him out.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be doing something to put people in danger, and Victor will have to step up and use that Chekhov's gun, Victor's gun, and end the situation in that moment. But I feel like we know he survives at least through next episode. I think his name is in like in the episode description for a future episode. So we know he at least lasts another episode or 2, but I don't think he makes it through the season, depending on how the rest of the season plays out. Who do you think, just to go to predictions as we're waiting for any more phone calls, we'll be on, like we said, for probably another 25 minutes or so. Make sure if you want to call in, now's the time. 781-990-85.
Yeah, we'll get to all the super chats. We'll go through them. We'll get started ripping through those too. I'll be waiting for people to do it.
And Tony, who do you think goes on this mission underground?
I think that it's gonna have to be Jade who goes underneath it. They take Tabitha with him. Boyd. There'll be some. Fatima would do some type of distraction with Kenny Ellis outside to get the monsters to chase them and leave the place while they go investigate.
That's right. It's gonna be like a full team effort.
Yeah.
Area code 917. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your question or comment?
It's Chaz from New York.
Welcome, Chaz.
Hey, so I have a few things to get off my chest.
Go for it.
Think about. First, with Donna, I had a heart attack.
Are you okay?
And
we're glad you're okay now, my friend.
Yeah, so when you have a heart attack and you revive, it's called clinical reaction. So your heart stops for a certain amount of time, but your brain still functions. So what I'm thinking is it'll be interesting to know, because when Donna came back, she said, Boyd, it'll be interesting to know where did she go when she had that attack.
Yeah, Tony was saying that earlier.
Share her this is share her story. But another thing too is, why is the man in yellow Sophia acting dumb? I think could it be like a new timeline that she's in and she doesn't recognize everybody? Like she's acting stupid.
No, I think she's asking the questions she already knows the answers to.
Yeah.
But why?
Just to play them to let people's guards down.
Yeah, it's part of the manipulation. So if the best way to sort of manipulate someone is to make you feel like you can trust you. So they're asking you questions, you're playing dumb. It's like how Columbo used to solve crimes. You act dumb around the people that are guilty so that they admit shit to you. In this situation, she's sort of like trying to get him to feel comfortable, to be in the position of power, to answer questions so that he's not aware of the creepy shit she's going to do.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's
so. Do you believe?
Oh, sorry, it's just a manipulation tactic.
Yep. Do you believe that Victor's dad is Martin?
No, I don't think Victor's dad is Martin. I think Victor's dad is Henry. Is who it is. I think Martin is the man in yellow.
Martin can't be the man in yellow. He can't.
Why?
Be.
Why?
It wouldn't make sense.
What do you mean?
So Martin was chained up.
Yeah.
I mean, the man in yellow can simply right now controls the entity. He controls a lot of what's going on. So why would he be chained up? It wouldn't make logical sense.
I mean, you're saying, oh, let's go through it. Why would he be chained up? Well, he needed Boyd. He wanted Boyd
Caught him.
He wanted
Right.
He wanted Boyd. He said, "Hold on." So while he's on the phone.
No, he corrected. He started to second guess. You started to second guess yourself, caller, in the middle of your comment. You're like, yeah, actually, I might be wrong. Tony might be right. You had like a Tony might be right in the middle of your.
So we won't go through it, but yeah, obvious why he would do it. And you also seen Sophia do a body contortionist thing with her arms and everything else, right? So when you see her do that with her arms and everything, it's easy to see how he, even if he had to lock himself up, how he would easily be able to lock himself up there. And when you look at what Martin did, Martin put the worms inside of Boyd. Those worms are what went inside of the town. And then those worms are what released the Cicadia monster. And then when Sarah said, he's laughing at you because you brought the monster to town for him. So when you look at it that way, that would be the man in yellow. And we've seen the man in yellow and Sophia with a giggle and a laugh. That seems like their attitude. So that's why I believe it is him.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. So you think once Boyd and whoever goes into those tunnel, they're gonna find probably the man in yellow chained up, like someone chained up in there, or?
No, I think they're gonna find those. They'll find those bones if those bones are actually there. They'll retrieve those bones, but something's gonna go wrong with the mission outside and possibly cost Ellis or someone his life in the mission, and that's what's going to make everything hit the fan. Kenny or Ellis will die, and then you got to say, do the ends justify the means, or there are no bones down there at all, and they did all that, and now these people are dead, and now this door is open, and they're able to get through Colony House, or Sophia goes downstairs and opens the door while this is all going on and lets the monsters in, and they start killing everyone in Colony House. Something terrible will happen.
They'll think they get a win, but it'll end up being a loss in somehow. And caller, thank you so much as always. Area code 609. If you want to call right back in, you're next up on the docket. But
we got Winter 8982 sent you a Sippy Trap. It says more main characters gotta go. The real rebel Eric sent you a super chat. Golem, exotic dancing, and the smile monster. Okay, we with it. He sent you another one. Said, what do you think the Golem mission will be besides twerking? So what are you thinking?
I think Tony and you are onto it. It's going to be a lot of Gollum ass shaking. I think this connects into my perspective that I'm probably wrong about. Tony's convincing me I'm wrong, but I'm going to die on this hill. That Fatima's wishes this thing into existence, that her dream of this thing protecting and all this stuff is going to turn this thing into some sort of protector that's going to somehow protect against the monsters and serve as some form of a weapon or protection, or maybe work against them and actually be something negative, that she built another thing for the benefit of the other side. Area code 609. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your question or comment? 609, hello. We had some technical issues. Feel free to call right back in.
We got the jet.
I think it will. What's your instinct? Do you think the Golem will actually come alive? And
if it does, it's going to be something to do with Sophia. It's not going to be a good thing. Let's look at its neck. You don't have a neck like that and do good things. Jetstar says, in season 2, Jim says, what is this place was designed to see how they react to some kind of fucked up experiment.
That was funny.
Tony's theory is correct. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, sir. We got 199 from the user. It says, I think Donna is dead. She
You're
wakes up
cracking
a puppet. I don't know. I don't think they could do that.
Area code 609. Welcome back. Sorry, Tony's cracking me up tonight. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
What's going on, man? How you
Going
doing?
on?
Who are we talking to?
Crisis One from the chat.
Welcome, buddy. What's your question or comment? Hello?
The
we got
whole Gallo mark,
Yep.
I feel like can get pretty silly really quick.
Yes, for sure.
100%.
What is your instinct to what it's going to be like? Do you think it's going to be so? You're occasionally coming in really crystal clear, but you're breaking up every few seconds on your phone. But I'm going to let you go. Go. What do you got to say, buddy? Sorry.
I got you. It should sound pretty clear.
Cool.
What was the question, Phil?
Oh no, I was just letting you go. What would you have to say about the golem?
No, I was going to comment. It could get silly really quick because I'm not too confident in their CGI.
Yep.
Like the Komodo lady looked like just some AI creation.
I am with you. And like when Smiley was reborn, it looked like a giant condom. Like Tony was talking about that earlier. If we get a moment where we get those monsters, the Kool-Aid monster, Cabbage Patch things fighting,
it's going to look like Jason the Argonauts, right? And for when that movie came out, that was cutting edge. But right now, that wouldn't work.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like they could do a lot better in the CGI department.
Yep, I would absolutely agree.
Yeah, I really don't know where they're going to take the Golem. Is he going to come out of nowhere, come to life at the end?
I just
hope.
Yeah, if he does that, I don't care how it looks. If he does that, that's ridiculous. He's going to come out there looking like Davy and Goliath. All right, and I don't want to see that.
About Davy? Sorry.
I don't want to see that.
I feel like it could be done if it's done right. Like they could pull it off, but they're riding that fine line like the scarecrows.
Yeah,
it's a little weird, but they were only in it for a few seconds.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be some stop motion thing that looks like weird. It didn't look good on Game of Thrones with the skeletons fighting at the Three-Eyed Crow, and they had the Game of Thrones budget. Like I'm just worried about the way something like might look.
Yeah, they couldn't pull it off. How are they going to pull it off with this budget?
And I thought that looked stupid too when Game of Thrones did with the skeletons and stuff like that. And they have a huge budget. But yeah, it is what it is. But I'm going to give it, obviously we're all going to give it a chance to see where it's going to go. I just hope they surprise us with where they go with this Golem. I mean, maybe it's just going to be much to do about nothing. And she just built a giant dirt thing and it just is a giant dirt thing and nothing comes of it. Who knows?
Yeah, they've set the Man in Yellow up for some, like a pretty high standard to live up to. So I feel like this has been a common theme. I thought overall this episode was pretty mid.
Mm-hmm. At least you're not saying it's the worst episode of all time, you know.
No, I don't think it was bad at all.
Yeah,
I think it's
mid is fair.
It's a typical mid-season episode.
Yeah.
For sure. It's really gonna get cooking the last 3 or 4 episodes.
Awesome.
Let's hope so.
I did have a question. Wondering what you guys think.
Give us your
question.
Think
the Man in Yellow is weaker when it takes the form of a human?
Good question, Tony. What do you think? And thank you for the caller. Do you think the Man in Yellow is weaker when he's in the form of a human?
I mean, I think that's the way usually it depends if he's a different entity outside this form, and we would have to see that. So that's just impossible to say whether it is. So we got to see what that other form is and everything else. It seems like everything he's doing here, he's doing purposely. So,
and I don't know. I think you might disagree with what I'm about to say.
And he says humans are very fragile, so I don't think he's human, but I don't think he's fragile either. Jen Hack, thank you so much for the super chat. It says that's a Phil. Phil thanks you for the super chat. I'll just do it for him.
We both thank you.
And he says Acosta was hilarious this episode. Perfect line. She's just a perfect woman. So Everything that works.
This is one of those points where I think we slightly disagree. I think that the man in yellow is an entity that's above everything and sort of in a power, but I do think he can be hurt when he's in certain forms. I do think he's play acting, but I think there's a point that's been proved of, and again, maybe you might disagree with me, and if you are, convince me against it, or anybody in the chat convince me against it. Was he really drunk tonight? Can he physically be affected by things? Was his arm actually broken? What happens if you kill the body that is the entity? Does it be like Martin, like where it just sort of melts and goes back into the whole thing, or like Smiley? Or can you actually kill it in human?
I think that, all right, so you're saying a lot. Let's go through it. Yes, his arm is actually broken, but he could just snap it back together whenever he wants. We've seen him do the whole body contortions thing. So so it's broken, but no, he could just do it. It's no pain or anything else like that. I don't think he was really drunk. I think he was just plain drunk and everything. But if he was really drunk, it would have been better.
Yeah. No, do you think they can kill it in its current form?
I don't think that he's gonna be. Who was saying this? Nonfiction was shipping. Oh, Don Costa. You're correct. You're correct. Nonfiction. We are shipping Don Costa. That is the way.
It's officially shipped. It's not like we're just shipping it.
That it's officially been shipped.
See,
I don't have to. Why do I even bring up these things? I don't have to prove that it's been shipped. It's been said.
If Acosta had to create her perfect man, like an avatar, the Don Tony Teflon would be it.
And Tony, that's accurate. That might be the slight disagreement we have. I think in the form that Sophia's in right now, if they kill the body entity that is Sophia right now, that has the man in yellow inside, they kill the man in yellow. I think if they can kill that thing, they can stop it. Like if they get smart enough to kill Sophia, that particular entity, because it's not the final boss, it's just a human that, or some part of the entity that's been like the heavy, they can kill the heavy. And so I think if they kill Sophia in its current form, it does kill. And I think that's what the broken arm and the drunk is supposed to hint at, that they can actually physically kill this thing.
Yeah, they stab him with the
thing. Yeah, that's a great. They could possibly stab him with the totem. That could.
Yeah, if that happens, I want him to change back to Doug. I don't want to see Sophia get stabbed up.
No, me neither.
Change back to Doug and let Doug get stabbed up like that. I always got to go back to Doug. I can't see that little girl getting caught like that. That wouldn't be good for me. I don't want to see that.
But you could be right that she just sort of melts back into the ether like Smiley or Martin and White, and just you can't actually kill this person.
Or fucking Tabitha gives birth to her again or something like that.
Some shit like that. That is certainly a possibility. Do we have we have a quick voicemail from someone we missed. We missed it. Let's see what this is right here.
When it's in human form, in other words, when it morphs into Sophia.
This is the guy we were just speaking to.
I think so. Oh wait, I think he thought he was talking to us. Sorry, caller, but I think he was just following up on what we were talking about. If anyone has any last-minute phone calls, Tony has to get up real early.
I do.
We probably only have him for about 5 more minutes or so here. So, if anyone wants any last-minute calls, 781-990-850.
My new book will be out hopefully next week. We'll see. Hopefully next stream I'll be able to have it out and show it to you. I get the proofs.
Are you just finished all the editing and stuff? Oh, here we go.
I get the proofs will be in on Tuesday. If the proof checks out, then we're releasing it.
It wouldn't be a show without this gentleman finishing things off for us, or the wonderful, the amazing KP. Welcome, KP.
Good evening. How is everybody doing tonight?
Doing great. And your phone sounds amazing tonight. You sound like crystal clear, man. You sound amazing.
You know what it is? I got a new iPhone 17.
Dude, you sound like you got a new phone. Like it sounds crystal clear.
Listen, I'm up to the times. I am up with the times. I'm not living in 2024 anymore. Got my new iPhone 17. Feel cool. Tony, what's going on? Hope everything is good with you.
Everything is great, my brother. Great here.
Much Acosta tonight, so I know he's probably disappointed about that.
Very disappointed. At least I got to see it, so I was just happy to see it.
Yeah. And you have the little video clip. So anytime
Yeah,
you listen,
I have that. I
you
have that. That's
press
my ring.
play.
That's my ring saver for my telephone. When people call.
Woo! I was bullshitting, but I apparently listen.
No, I don't
Look,
have. Come on, man. I'm the Don, brother. You think I have that left? Oh, are you crazy, brother? I'm the Don. I'm just funny.
Listen, it was a good episode. I think this is actually my favorite episode.
Oh, interesting.
Either this one or last week, because we're now starting to. I think we're now starting to unravel the mystery. We're now starting to get some answers. We're feeling it. Is this And I don't know if we spoke. I was, because I've been listening to the last hour or so, but the portion where they discussed putting together a squad to go into the tunnels next week. I don't know if I don't remember discussing that at all, but I think that's a big deal because I think it will probably happen, and if it does happen, I think that's when we're going to learn a whole lot. And I'm realizing about myself that I enjoy the episodes where we learn things way more than like the build-up episodes. But what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that there's some significance to this tunnel squad?
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's gonna work. I just think that it's gonna go wrong. I just think they're gonna have a team outside that distracts him. Fatima knows where Smiley is, she said. Smiley knows where she is. She'll go out there. Ellis will be like, my girl's not going out there by herself. He'll be with her. Kenny will be out there. They'll do that whole thing. We've seen in the preview Kenny confronting the Smile Monster by the lights. I just think something's going to go horribly wrong, whether Sophia has something to do with it or something like that, and they lose a bunch of people, and then that will be the trigger for them to turn on Jade.
I would love for them to go down there and lose like 2 or 3 main characters, leading up to the end of the season.
We need it.
That I hadn't thought about that before, but that does make sense. Like, have them go down there and lose 1 or 2 people will be it'll be a way of the show and the town saying to the residents and saying to the audience that, oh, it's getting real now, bitches. It's getting real. So that would be real nice if they went down there and we learn some things, but we lose 1 or 2 people. That would be fun. I think that would be fantastic. So I'm excited to see next week. To see the next, we have 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have the next 4 episodes should be awesome. I would ask, apart from the tunnel squad thing that I'm calling it, my last question for you guys, is there anything in particular that you guys are looking forward to seeing next week? Or at least, let's say, looking forward to seeing over the next 4 episodes that if you don't see it, you'll be disappointed. I'll answer it first. My thing would be some kind of clarification on Julie and her book walking capabilities. And the second thing I want to see, I want some answers about Victor. I want some fucking answers about Victor. Because I said no to, and I said, oh, the lady that said that, you know what, that Victor's mom ran away with them because his dad was a drunkard. I think that woman is a genius. Because I do think that is what probably happened. So I'll leave you guys with that question. Like, what are the 2 things that you guys, 1 or 2 things that you guys need to see in the next 4 episodes, or else you'll be disappointed in the series? All right, that's a bit about for me. So I'll listen to you guys on TV. Have a good evening, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, KP. I think for me, it comes down to 2 big things, and it's the same thing. I'm going to repeat the same thing back to back. Someone needs to die that I care about. I don't want a fucking red shirt. I don't want fucking Reggie or Gary or what the fuck was the dude's name or person that got their face burned. I need somebody, a character that I actually cared about going into the final season. I want some negative bad shit to happen. Maybe I'm just the angel of death, Tony. That for me, it's death.
It's people's got to go. It just doesn't make any sense anymore that all these people for all this time, no one in the main cast goes. You got to have someone in the main cast go.
Tony, if no one dies by the end of this season, no main character dies by the end of the season, we might deal with a finale that everyone survives but red shirts, that we only lose red shirts until the end. Like Marielle will die, Randall might die, but all of our main characters are going to survive. No, we need a big one. We need Ellis. We need Ethan. Someone earlier said that Ethan's going to die. He's someone that would be a big loss.
Yeah.
We need someone big. Someone big enough.
Next plot summary for next episode, Best Laid Plans is what it's called. It says Tabitha and Jade's dark past surfaces while another town resident faces trouble. Boyd plans to test a risky theory.
Okay, first of all, another town resident faces trouble. That's going to be Henry, right?
Yes, that's Henry.
Henry faces trouble, right? Are we in agreement?
Henry's in trouble. Trouble at that time.
Henry's in trouble. Yes. Okay, so we can do that.
But wait, but the episode after that, episode 8, it says Fatima and Henry face disturbing crossroads.
That's what I was talking about earlier, where I said there's a slight spoiler that I know from the episode description that Henry lasts at least into episode 8 because he's in the description.
Boyd weighs a dangerous plan that could bring everyone home. So whatever happens in this episode doesn't fulfill itself until this episode.
Right. They don't go on the mission until 8.
Yeah, and then it says Fatima and Henry's face a disturbing crossroads. Victor helps Tabitha and Ethan prepare for the worst as tensions escalate and difficult choices loom. So Victor helps Tabitha and Ethan prepare for the worst. They could be starting the rebellion then.
So maybe the town resident that has troubles is the girl that burned her face, since we didn't get a name, and they seem to name Henry by choice. It might have been resident.
Yeah, and then the next episode, they don't have a plot. It says the calm before. So this is right before they're about to flip on Tabitha and Jade. I think we can easily see that. And then if a tree falls in the forest is the last one.
And we have our last caller of the night. We So Brooklyn one more time. We So Brooklyn, finish us off with some good stuff.
All right, guys. Last thing for the night. I think that Sophia is faking everything. She's not drunk. She's not hurt. She's manipulating is what she's doing. This actress, stellar. That's one thing. Number 2, I can call in about remember when she flexed her arms behind her back?
Mm-hmm.
That's the same position that the ballerina was in when it came to Boyd. Here's the thing, that's not even a ballerina position. So that was letting us know right there that she was on, you know what I mean? She wasn't what she was supposed to be. Boyd had that vision of the ballerina already. Every vision that comes to you to warn you came to town, if we look at it. But yep, night, everybody. Have a good one.
You have a good night. We're going to end. Rory says, can I call? Rory, we'll give you 5 minutes to call, Rory. If you call 5 minutes, we'll take Rory's call.
I don't want to sell Tony down the river, but I don't have to get up tomorrow morning. Tony has to get up at like 5 in the fucking morning. So he's every minute he stays on, you thank him, everyone in the live chat, because Tony should be in bed right now. And
we'll give Rory a chance, even though we're making a new rule for Rory that this is like McDonald's. You got to come in with your shirt on. All right, we're not having KPs. KP started this trend, these men with shirts off. All right. But Roy will give you a chance, all right? Next time, make sure you have your shirt on, all right, man? Until I get down to 10% body fat too. What am I at, right? I think I'm at 15% body fat. When I get down to 10% body fat and I could show my abs like that too, then we'll be able to, then that'll be it. Then everyone. But until then, God damn it. Everybody else got to do that. Yeah, that's just what it is.
The phone number is 781-990-8509. And I was just taking off my outer shirt so I can get my t-shirt because it's hot in here. That's all I was doing. But I was doing it in a very inappropriate way. Sorry about that.
Jim Hacks says they didn't answer a lot of questions this episode. Go watch my video. If you do, you will see that they did answer a whole bunch of questions. Without a shadow of a doubt. We'll give them a little bit. We'll give them a second to answer.
It's 11:02. We'll be on till like 11:07 or something. That will give you to 11:07.
I am like popular on dating apps in Canada. Like in Canada, I get hit up from people in Canada every day, and it's like I should just move to Canada because
He's
I am
popular with someone, Tony. I'm in the drought of the drought century. Area code 919. We got area code 919. Welcome to the show, my friend. And we have 916 calling in too, but 919 is this who we're looking for? Are you the droid we're looking for? Welcome to the show.
No.
But
no, just Makita.
You'll have to do though. Well, welcome. What's your question or comment? We'll get you again, man. I see you calling. You're the other area code, but make it quick so we can get our other buddy in. What's your question?
Well, I basically all I was saying is I've rested on the fact that the man in yellow is Satan. I think I just think it's Satan. Whatever iteration of Satan is, I think that's what the man in yellow is.
No, I don't feel the religious undertones to the characters. I don't think it is, but you're not the only one who thinks that. Many people do, and I understand why y'all do. I just don't think they're gonna go that route with it. I think it's too controversial to do something like that in this day and age right now.
I guess you could think it. I wasn't actually thinking of religious, but just as whatever entity in this world that is evil.
Fair.
I just think that is whatever iteration of that is.
Yeah, I think someone's above him. So I would say if he was Satan's minion, because I don't think he's the big boss. I think there's someone pulling the strings above him.
I'm with you. Yep.
I do too. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, maybe okay. A minion. Yeah, one of. Yes, because there would have to be something over him. I would think, because I mean you have a beginning, so there would have to be something over him. But I just think it's not just some little. I do think alien, but when I'm thinking alien is as the other than us. It's not a person.
Go with it. That's an alien. Go with it. Go with it. That's an alien. You're right.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah. Yes. We kicked this before, but that is what I think, and the reason that he's hiding, which I wish they would put the man in yellow back in there, because the girl, she's done all that she can do. So I don't want them to ruin the story because I love this thing too much.
No,
but
I hear you, and it's sad that it's going to end, but it's also awesome that we're going to get answers. Thank you so much, caller. We hope you call.
Thank you.
Call in next time.
Thank you so much.
Tony, we did get a voicemail from the person that was calling in. He has a question for us. Let's listen to this shit. Remember, this is the guy with the abs here. Okay.
Yo, Tony, Phil. I have two questions. One for Tony. Tony, which one are you choosing, the Golem or Acosta? And then my second question.
Okay, before his second question here, is that even a question? Who are you choosing? The Golem?
I mean, what do you mean? What's he mean? I'm not. You think I'm humping a Golem? I'm not that type of man. I'm a Don, brother. I mean, you should know who I am. You know what I mean? Acosta means already married, so that's already locked up.
Not the character of Acosta. She's not married.
No, I'm saying me and her are married. Me and Acosta, the character, the fictional character of Acosta and I. Listen, anybody who's any man with a giraffe neck like that only belongs in one place, and that's prison. All right, where he could actually get that, you could get good use out of that whole situation. All right, there's no neck and neck men. Anyone who's got something like that, he just belongs in prison, bro. All right. That's just what it is. That's the way it is.
My bad, Tony, says Roy in the chat. Okay, so let's listen to the second half of Roy's question, which is a little bit more in the after dark avenue, but let's listen to what he has to say. It's the end of the show, everybody. So here we go.
All right.
So, last question of the night.
And my second question is, I'm a 27-year-old. I'm going on a date with a 43-year-old tonight. Any advice for the both of you? I've seen the streams after dark, so please give me some good advice. Thank you.
No doubt. So if you go, I would say this: you're 27, she's 43. I wouldn't play into the fact that of age in this situation. When someone is older and they're dating a younger person, the number one thing they don't want to be reminded is of their age. So I would say just treat them exactly how you would treat anybody that is on your age level, but also understand that when you're with a woman that is 43 years old, it becomes a different type of set of values. Now, it all depends on what she's looking at for you. If she's just looking at you as like a quick time and everything else, just to have some dick and go, then it's going to be a very easy date. But if she's talking about
serve your role and be gone.
Yeah, but if she's talking about having a relationship with a 43-year-old and a 27-year-old is two different things. A 27-year-old, I could take a 27-year-old girl out real quick. I take her to Applebee's. I buy her a bag. She's happy. She's good to go. That's what it is. A 43-year-old, you're going to have to take her out to a very nice restaurant, and she may have a hole in her roof, or she may need a muffler replaced, or she may have something like that. That's where it goes up. Those are the type bills you get when you're 43. So you would have to be able to deal with situations like that. But it all depends what she's seeing you as and everything else when it's all said and done. So, but the most important thing I would say that when just dealing with her, number one, don't ever bring up age and anything like that. I have a 3-phase method that I do to have conversations with women and stuff like that. I always bring up something that's going good in my life. I bring up something that's going bad in my life. And I bring up something that I wish I could change in my life. And that's how I avoid a lot of simple conversations. And I work those things in. And eventually they work those 3 things in. So you don't want to brag about something you're doing good. And I just, it's like, hey, yeah. Like if it was me right now, I'd be like, I got a new book coming out and I'm very happy about this book. And I'm so excited that I was able to get this out, but I've been working so hard and for so long, I just don't feel like I have a lot of time for myself. So I'm hoping to get some time back for myself. That's the way I work. The Don would work it. You know what I mean? That's how I would do it and everything else. And that's how I start conversations and stuff like that. They'll give you advice.
Yeah. In this situation, I think I agree with pretty much everything Tony said, but I would also add that make sure when it comes to setting up what kind of dynamic it is, you kind of relax and let her, because she's ultimately in this situation going to dictate what it is and what she wants, whether she wants something more deep and long lasting or whether this is more of sort of like in the moment kind of connection. Either way, it's good, but I would just be as cool as possible, be as chill as possible. Don't focus on the age thing like Tony was saying, and just live in the moment of the situation. Treat it like any situation you're in and explore it as far as you can. Do your thing. Whatever you do in a normal situation, do that and connect and let her kind of dictate what the situation is. Obviously, be you, lead the way, do whatever you do. But when it comes to the definition of it, just listen, communicate as much as possible, keep your ears open, and she'll be very transparent about what she wants out of the situation. And then you can figure out how you want to play it moving forward.
Yeah, because when I date younger girls, I don't just be like putting my music on and be like, "This that 90s shit, girl. You don't know about this shit." Like I'll say that, right? I don't do that or anything else like that. I wouldn't do that. You don't do that. You don't make age an issue on that situation, because now I'm saying that my era is better than your era and everything else, and these are the reason why I go. So I don't put that situation out there like that, right? I may ask her, "Hey, have you ever heard of this person? Oh, you should give this song a listen. I think this is blah blah. Do you have anything that you have heard that I may not have know about?" I put things out there, but you have to do it all smoothly, like the Don did with everything else like that. All right. That is what it is. That's how the Don gets down. So now y'all know how to have some game up in there. I'll put it on there. That's how I get it popping, man. And everything else and all that.
And I got to say a special thanks to all the folks listening to the audio cast. If you made it this far, make sure you go to your podcast stuff, give us some reviews. We know we're not for everybody, but we appreciate the people that have. We've got more comments and more references. We're getting a couple thousand downloads and streams per podcast. We appreciate all of you guys, 100%. All of the support that gives the audio cast. We know we're a YouTube thing. We're doing a live stream here, so that you're listening to the audio recording of this. But we've heard people that compliment us on just not editing as much and just leaving the nonsense in there. So we appreciate that. Too many podcasts are too tightly edited. This is Tony and I might do some pre-recorded podcast thing in the future, but this is more about bringing this live show and kind of simulating what it's like to hang out with a bunch of friends. As you get older, it's harder to hang out with a big group. What we're trying to do here is not just have a cold breakdown. It's also to simulate we're all a bunch of friends hanging out, shooting the shit about this episode. So we hope you
100%. Like I said, when I date some younger girls and I get a lot of hit on by a lot of younger girls because I don't look my age, so I have to date them. I'm just forced to. It's not my fault. But I never try to act young. I don't try to act like something I'm not. I just act like me. I never try to go down, stay where I'm at, and stay the course. And that's the number one thing. Always stay your course. If you're young, be young. Don't try to act older than you are, because then it's going to seem like people know you're acting that way. Just stay your course. They like you for who you are and everything else. When I dress, I don't dress like young kids. I dress like a grown-ass man when I'm out.
Tony, you treaded on it. The most important thing anyone can be in any age or any situation, any interaction is genuine. Be genuine for you, because if you're pretending to be something else, all you're doing is stalling. Because eventually that person will find out who you really are, and then it all fucking falls apart. If you're pretending to be something you think someone's gonna like, be yourself, as long as you're not a complete dickbag. But be the true version of yourself, weird and all, warts and all, whatever.
I have said it to 1,000,006. I'll say it again. This is me. It's either good enough for you or it's not. And that's it. It's the way it goes.
You can't be anything but yourself. And the older you get, the more you stop trying to pretend that shit. And the sooner someone figures that out, the better, because so many times, like especially in a dating app thing, you pretend to be something in a conversation online. You wait to meet in person. Then you meet in person. You have to get to know each other. It's like, you might as well just be yourself right off the bat. And the people that are going to like you are going to like you. The people that aren't. And you don't have to fake that bullshit. Just be your authentic self, man. Just do
it's
it.
Either good enough or it's not. And if you like the way you do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and of course, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace